Star Report. I am your host, Star. Welcome to the show. Folks, it is Monday evening, and I'm here to discuss the ongoing saga of Shyne Diddy Combs, okay? I have to say salute to Shyne. I never thought I would be doing a show giving Shyne his props, okay? Moses Barrow, a.k.a. Shyne. He is a former rapper, politician, philanthropist, and a convicted criminal. He is also the leader of the opposition in the Belize House of Representatives, and he has fully denounced Diddy, his actions. He has called his behavior diabolical, okay? Man, it's nice to see someone grow up from the hip-hop genre, not a culture, genre. It was a culture. I'm going to break that down to you again. But it's nice. It's nice to see a grown man not be afraid. And even though he's in a different country, you know, not afraid to speak up. He did a decade behind Diddy. And I'm going to try not to call Diddy names, because when you call people names, it cheapens the value of the point that you're trying to get across. Okay. Diddy has apologized. Many people, you saw the apology. In case you don't know, legally, he cannot mention Cassie's name based upon the agreement that he signed with Cassie. You know, he can be legally sued again if he mentions her name. So he did not mention her name. I, like many of you, I take issue with his apology. That there was no prayer. He claims to walk with God. That's been his whole thing over the decades, right? I walk with God. No prayer, no promise, and no pledge. Let me say that again. No prayer, no promise, and no pledge. Very contrived. He doesn't even have the right people around him right now. Whoever he has around him are just yes men, or just, you know, people who do not have a real understanding of what's called a crisis management. He is at the point now of crisis management. And let me just say, he's done. His days are gone. His time, you know, who he once was in the field of entertainment. He's a dinosaur, if you will. He's got too much of a track record behind him. So he doesn't have the right people behind him. And when I want to talk about the pledge, what do I mean by the pledge? Well, you see, this is the reason why, or one of the reasons why I've always said hip hop is a genre, not a culture. It used to be a culture in the early days. It lost its way, and what you have now and what you have had for decades does not have a council. It does not have guidelines. It does not have parameters. Let me say that again. It does not have a council. It does not have guidelines, and it does not have parameters. So someone like himself can say something so easily to try and shift the narrative. If this were a person from a different culture, or a real culture, they would have made a pledge to do better. A pledge to charities, multiple charities, right? To at least try to alleviate some of the pressure. Where's the money? You guys have been talking about, yo, you're a billionaire. You've been sucking his tool from the back, right? Over the years, yo, you're a billionaire. Okay, well, show us some real remorse. Pledge. For those of you who have charities or 501c3s like myself, if you want any type of assistance, reach out to me behind the scenes. And now's the time when you should be sending a letter to whatever organization he is still running, and you should be requesting a pledge, some Skrilla, some money. Hey, can you send us 20,000? You know, we understand what you're going through, but we have a charity where we are trying to, you know, do this and do that for women in shelters and domestic abuse. Now's the time. It was a half-ass effort on his part. And let me just say this, you know, I'm really bothered by the fake outrage. The fake outrage. Oh my goodness. Someone sent me a link and I didn't even want to click on it. You got somebody talking about, oh, I wish Cassie would have had a gun. You got some other rapper talking about, I want to beat your ass. Well, where is the unified front, the collective of, pioneers, old school rappers, if you will, architects, standing in solidarity, demanding, I don't know, 50 million, 10 million to donate to some of these charities where they have females who have been going through domestic violence? If I missed it, please email me, please. I looked, I didn't see it, okay? All right, so this is what I'm talking about this evening. Shyne fully denouncing Diddy's behavior, which he again called diabolical, okay? And Shyne, who is in line to become the next prime minister, next prime minister of Belize, okay? He's also the Honorable Dr. Shyne Barrow. So I guess he got a degree, honorary degree. I have no problem with that. He's a grown man now, speaks about his beautiful daughter. Matter of fact, let me read this. Pardon me. I didn't read what Shyne actually said. There is no place for violence against women anywhere on the planet. As a father of a precious daughter, a global citizen, and the next prime minister of Belize, I want absolutely nothing to do with people who engage in this pattern of diabolical behavior. Beautiful. Beautiful. I hate to sit here and call people out, but where is that type of statement from Jay-Z and a host of others? Where is that type of statement from, radio corporations? Also, guys, showrunner. Oh, my goodness. Thank you to the 4 or 5 people who sent me an email. Is that in Charlotte, North Carolina? Mammy, huh? I don't know the full story. I saw the video one time. A woman, older woman of color, or maybe she's younger than me. I don't know. She, looked like she's about a size 24 dress. And she did not want to comply with the airline, rules and regulations that, you have to state that you will save someone. I mean, because she was sitting next to the emergency exit. So I'm only assuming. I didn't see the origins of the video. She said, nah, I saved myself or something. And then her and her friends, hee, ha, 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 ha. It wasn't taken as a joke. Correct me if I'm wrong, if this is my understanding here. And then a woman of color came over speaking to them, the 3 of them, very nicely, very calm. Mammy, I'm calling her Mammy. She, just defiant, And then once the young stewardess, do they still call them stewardess or air flight assistant? Something I forget. Once she then tried to say in a very nice way, hey, you have to comply. She then said, oh, I did comply. After the woman said, we need you to remove yourself from the plane. Oh, my goodness. They're calling her Rosa Parks. Please call in, chime in, and bring me up to speed, all right? Guys, one more thing I want to put on the table in my community section is a video. And the question, which I'm not going to put on the screen tonight, but I am going to ask you, we mentioned this last week. Was Jesus a vegetarian? Was Jesus a vegetarian? Now, my position in life. I am a non-believer in the theory of God. However, Jesus of Nazareth may or may not have walked the earth. If he did, clearly I don't see him as any God-like figure. But if that's what you believe, that's fine. But the question comes from the Gospel of the Holy 12. I have done extensive research over the decades to reach the position of my rational awakening. And the Gospel of the Holy 12, I became familiar with maybe 15, 16 years ago. So in that particular gospel, which is not in the quote unquote Bible, it presents Jesus being a vegetarian. Now, for those of you who, you claim you know the Bible, or if you have knowledge of the Gospel of the Holy 12, did Jesus evolve? Yes, you know about baskets of fish, turning water into wine. I mean, that's the story that you've more than likely been programmed to know. But did Jesus evolve? Did he become a vegetarian? Did he ever travel to Ethiopia? That video in my community section, I urge you to watch it, comment, come back if you want to discuss it, but I'm not going to put that on the screen, all right? All right, that's my show this evening. Troll babies, good evening. Thank you for your patience, and thank you for your emails of information that you've been sending me today. Craig, I got your donation. Thank you so much. Star, the Knicks are gone. No more Spike Lee, Fat Joe, and former bums. Ringless since 1973. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Call in if you want to smoke on a New York Knickerbockers pack. I don't care. I didn't believe they were going anywhere. I just don't believe. But thank you for your donation, all right? Heather, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. Are you calling it? If not, thank you for your support early. Heather, okay? Mr. Lottery, got your donation. Bum-ass Knicks lost again. Yeah. Crown tapping in. New York hold this L. The Knicks suck. The Diddler sucks. You know, I really want to troll and have some fun with the whole Diddy thing, but it's still, in my mind, not the type of, a topic that we should joke around and have fun with. It's many people, a lot of people saw the video and there's nothing funny about it at all. Somebody tried to send me some links about, I don't know how true this is. People are trying to say Cassie stole something. Miss me with that. I'm not even going to explore that. Cassie was with Diddy for a lot of years. If she took anything, it was to get the hell away from him, because he kept her on a short leash, probably kept her on E. Empty, for those of you who know that old saying. So, I'm not going to be discussing certain things that make it seem like this is a laughing matter. It's not. It's still very sad. And if you guys want to call in and talk about some of the fake outrage, please do, okay? I see the phone lines lit up. Give me a second. I want to make sure I got everything set up, okay? Frontier passenger makes entire flight deboard. Let's go to area code 631. Good evening. Shyne denounces Diddy. Diddy also apologized. Are you up to speed? 631.
Yeah, I'm up to speed, but I'm just curious as to why the hip hop community had no remorse for Natanya Rubin when you made this guy a millionaire. I mean, a billionaire over the past decade. But when a celebrity is injured, then it's like he's committed to ultimate fault. But a woman was shot in the face in New York City in 1999 in a club. Bullet fragments in her face.
This sounds like my friend. This sounds like my friend. Yes.
Yeah, what's up, man? How you doing?
I don't want to blow up this spot, man, but you are a friend.
But the hypocrisy is just so unbelievable. Now that it happened to a celebrity, a violence is bestowed on a celebrity. The community is outraged.
Right.
But where was the outrage in 1999 when you made this guy a billionaire over the past 24 years?
Mm-hmm. Well,
it didn't exist. You wanted to party, sniff coke, have freaky parties out in the Hamptons, and fucking wear white and leave yourself.
Bob, you gotta watch the language. Gotta watch the language, Bob.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, you're right. You're right, and you and I have had these discussions behind the scenes. His rise has fed other people the gravy train, if you will. But now that all that's coming to a stop, and he's trying to salvage what's left of his name, brand, if you will. I don't know what's going on with all the other companies he's involved in with, but I just find it odd that there's no unified collective or statement to denounce him, like we see with Shyne. Bob?
I guess the celebrities are backpedaling. You had LeBron James unfollow him on Instagram. They don't want to be associated anymore, but at the end of the day, they'll all go back. They'll still have their wild, freaky parties behind the scenes with no phones. And it's going to blow over in the next few years.
TD Jakes spoke about domestic violence, but he did not mention Diddy's name. I thought he would have done more, but well, he's an older guy. I don't know. Okay, so did you see Shyne's statement, Bob?
Well, I heard what you're reciting in regards to it, but also Shyne was a party to that 1999 incident of violence against the average female citizen who doesn't have the enamorment and the endearment of the community in the celebrity worship society. What about her?
But to be fair, he did serve, I think, 9 or 10 years. He paid his debt to society. And he has since come out and said that they were friends. She was coming to the studio to hang out with them. So it's not like, he just did what he did and didn't eventually show remorse. I used to get at him on social media. You know this. But he finally apologized somewhere. I forget what year that was, 2015 or 16 or maybe even earlier. He apologized. I like the fact that he has released his statement. I like it.
Oh yeah, it's a nice thing, and you know what? He also said he took the fall for Pete Diddy.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, he didn't even do what he served a decade for. Well, that's what he's claiming. If he's being truthful.
Well, that's also what Natanya Rubin is saying. She's now saying, I'm not sure what she said on the stand. On the stand, if memory serves me correctly, she said both of them had guns. But now she's saying that she always said Diddy shot her. Go ahead and finish up, Bob.
Yes, it makes sense. So, but if you're going to value women, that the nameless woman who's not a celebrity deserves just as much respect. And, you got to be outraged at that violence, as opposed to just not when a beautiful celebrity gets injured. Yeah.
Hey, man, good to hear from you. I'm sure you and I will catch up this weekend. Any thoughts on the Knicks and the injuries? Oh, if they didn't have the injuries, they would have won all the way.
I haven't been able to watch the Knicks since the mid-'90s. and I'm still not watching. It's the same story, but I guess they were further than ever before.
Yeah. Bob the Cop, good to talk to you, man.
All right, man. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, this weekend. Salute. Okay. It's my homie Bob the Cop. You guys know Bob. Just notice I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. Hold on a second. Let me make my screen bigger. Star, I love black women. My mother is a black woman. However, is it me or does it seem as they get older, they become defiant, senile, and just nasty? I don't know, sir. My mother's Caucasian. You tell me. If I go in that direction, I'm not being fair and objective, You tell me, but thank you for your donation. Jeremiah, I got your donation. I don't know Diddy's sexuality. You're free to comment if you like. We've only heard stories. I've said throughout my radio journey that there's always a boy in the tuck with these big A-listers. They do so much partying, so much freaking that they then become trisexuals. They try this, they try that, and somehow as they get older, it always leads to a boy. But I have no proof, right? Monster the Animal, I got your donation. Are you calling in? Okay, thank you so much. Okay. Thank you so much, man. Thank you, Monster the Animal. Let's go back to the phone lines here. Area code 760. Did you see Shyne denouncing Diddy? Area code 760.
Yes, I saw that.
What's that, man?
It was funny.
How are you, man?
Yeah, I saw it. It was funny. You know why? It was funny because I Googled the article, and then it was a complex article, and I saw the picture, and I was like, wait. I look at the picture, and Shyne was wearing the politician's suit. He looked old, and I'm like, bro, this picture looks like it wasn't that long ago. Let me go. And I saw it was a Getty Images, right? That's like public domain. I did more research, and then I end up getting like the actual image from the Getty website.
Okay.
That happened November 2023. So in that picture, Shyne is on the stage with Diddy. Like you can see his face; he's smiling. And basically, I read the whole article from like the event. That was November 8th, 2023. And like at that point, Diddy, like in the article, he said, "But the biggest excitement was when Diddy called Shyne out, and then Diddy, like he literally said on the mic, this guy is gonna be the next prime minister of Belize. Shyne pull out, you know."
If I can jump in for a second, the picture is not really, an issue for me. If you found an older picture or if Complex used a Getty image from a couple of years ago, that's beside the point. Shyne did denounce his actions, so that's where I'm at, sir. And let me just also ask you: did you see? Hang on. Did you see Diddy's apology? I don't want to make this a whole thing about the picture and back in the days. Let's deal with it now.
Okay. First, I saw the apology. 100. I don't want to say okay, it's bullshit. 100%. Diddy doesn't.
You've got to watch the language. I've been telling people all night. Language.
I think the apology is 100% BS.
Okay.
He's only trying to like. That's the only thing he can do to like trying to like calm the situation down, but it's completely insincere. Of course, I'm not like absolving Diddy of anything, and I just want to say something. Is like you said many years ago. No, I'm saying that picture is from November 2023.
Sir, I don't care about the picture. Come on. Let's not do that. Who cares?
Okay.
Come on.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not gonna talk about the picture. I just want to say something that I noticed.
Please.
So I'm the social media application that I use the most is Twitter, right? And I look at
X.
the left lead, X. I look at the left leaning side, the centrist, and the right leaning side, right? And I've noticed that whenever somebody is completely cooked and they're done, is when I open my X application and then I start scrolling, and when I start seeing people from the left, center, and right, all of them going at something specifically, I know that person is done.
Gotcha.
Done 100% of the time, right?
Gotcha.
And with Diddy, I remember when the Cassie thing came out, like it was mostly on Black Twitter. Yes, it was a little bit on like the mainstream media, but nothing that crazy.
Okay.
When the video came out on Friday, I went open X from the left, center, right. Everybody was, even Congress, like people from Congress, they're going.
It's a huge story. So
I said, Diddy's done.
Yeah, it's a huge story. Hey, man, I appreciate the call. Thank you.
Yeah, have a good one.
Okay. Frontier passenger makes entire flight deboard. Anybody get any information on that? Monster the Animal, can you be a little bit more descriptive about your donation? I'm not sure what you're trying to say, sir. Hold on a second. Monster the Animal. I'm not sure what you're talking about, sir, but thank you for your support, okay? Denounced by Freddie J. Hold on a second. Blade, can you send me a link? You're saying something. Kim Porter is gone, guys, but please, just like, Kim Porter was not a saint. I'm getting tired of here. Oh, she was about to expose him. Well, Kim Porter, was, if we're going to keep it real, she was desert thirsty. That's how the two of them linked up. Has anybody seen video of Kim Porter and Diddy getting it in? I have not. I can only imagine, but, Okay, Joe says, stay on the mammy's necks. Thank you, Joe. I need information. That was Charlotte. Yes, Charlotte Airport. Oh, it was so beautiful seeing Mammy being escorted off the plane, down the steps in handcuffs. Explaining. Or as you guys say, nigga-splaining. Oh, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. Big Killer. Hey, Big Killer. Pops, you are the GOAT. Thank you, Killer. Thank you. Florida Boy Jay, I got your text. Thank you so much. Shyne wasted his life. What a Shyne. Well, Shyne got caught up in a jam. Shyne did a decade or 9 years, and he's doing, the grown-up thing. I respect it. I respect it. He's, very fortunate not to have gotten 20, 25 to, well, there was no murder, but 20 years behind the nonsense with Diddy. Okay, but thank you, Joe, for your donation. All right. And I never admit to anything. Okay. Okay, what you're saying sounds hot. Never admit to anything, never apologize. That sounds hot, but we're talking about a mogul who's trying to stop the bleeding. And, Diddy may be super rich, possibly wealthy. I don't know. There is a difference between being rich and wealthy. I don't know, but we're going to find out. We're going to find out, but he was trying to stop the bleeding. So I am talking about his so-called apology, all right? Let's go to area code 480. Good evening, 480. Shyne has denounced Diddy. Are you up to speed? 480.
Yeah, man. You hear me?
We can hear you, sir. Good evening.
Yeah, what's happening? So, yeah, I'm up to speed, man. The prison system definitely should have kept Shyne, respectfully. We didn't. He came out of prison. He didn't even give us a classic. We definitely don't care what he got to say about Cassie. The streets don't care at all. Like, at all. Shyne, you musty, bro. You was in on it with Diddy, allegedly. Y'all was up in the club popping bottles of C-Rock, Douce, Hennessy. You was up in there. You might have been to a couple freak offs yourself. Based off that haircut you got, Shyne, you was at some freak offs. Let's keep it real. Sorry, did you hear about Russell Wilson?
You sound corny and dry. But thank you for calling. Listen, we can have fun we control, but Shyne paid his debt to society. Did his time. Mario, I got your donation. Sorry about it. Yeah, I saw Big Gene talking about Diddy didn't put hands, or he was too cautious to put hands on J-Lo. I don't know. I haven't seen Diddy in decades, and all those guys used to invite me to their houses, to their parties, and I wasn't interested. I'm very fortunate that I spent a decade working at the record labels. You know this already: Atlantic Records, Atco, Reprise, Warner Brothers, Elektra, Asylum, and Virgin Records. So, knowing what those parties entailed, after I did a decade of working in the pop and rock and roll divisions, I just wasn't interested in hanging out with rappers. And I think that, guys, what year did ecstasy become the thing? Was that 1999 or the year 2000? Those people were out of control. I said, nah, I'm okay with that. Hey, Sharon, I got your donation. Thank you so much. Are you calling in? Okay, I got 252. I think that is. Good evening. Permission to speak freely. Yes? No? Got your donation?
Star.
Hey.
Star. Thanks for taking my call. This is Russell from Durham, North Carolina. Permission to speak freely.
Hey, man. How are you? Good to hear from you.
Good. I was calling. I wanted to try to touch on that Shyne denouncing Diddy and this whole Diddy crisis management thing that he's really failing right now. I don't know. I think you touched on the people he has around him. If I was Diddy, I would either be completely quiet and just sort of fade to black and just vanish, or I would be down at every domestic violence shelter I can find, backing up 18-wheelers with clothes and diapers and shoes and just whatever I can do to sort of rectify this, because I think his apology is like a day late, a dollar short. I think if he would have did that apology the day he settled that lawsuit,
right,
it would have smoothed over better versus waiting till that video comes out.
Right.
Like right now, all he can really try to do is save face. He either needs to vanish and just go away for 10 years, or he needs to be down at every domestic violence shelter he could find, backing up 18-wheeler trailers, just unloading clothes and shoes and diapers and everything he can do. Even if the culture doesn't take him back, he's going to have to put in a lot of real physical legwork, not like talking, but actually real boots on the ground work to sort of salvage whatever of him is left, because he's done in the hip hop community. I think they're going to pull his music from everything. And
if I can jump in for a second, if I can jump in, I totally agree with you. But I think that giving things out at shelters is not good enough. It's not good enough. You know, people.
He's going to have to
hang on a second. Let me just say this. You know, people who have charities need to get at him and get at Mama Combs, with all due respect. Get at them for contributions. You know, saying something that's cool, but most of us know that he's saying this now because the video came out. He was denying it prior to the video. Yes, saying, oh, he's going to fight this till the bitter end. These are lies, yada, yada, yada. I don't think there's any coming back from this. That's just my opinion. Go ahead.
I don't think he can try to salvage a smidget of it, but like you said, I think he needs to back up. He needs, like you said, start cutting checks. He needs to clear out whatever money he has. He needs to liquidate and start cutting checks. You're absolutely right. He needs to start cutting checks to these charities and these foundations and just clearing out what he has, just to try to have a smidget of his reputation, try to salvage, but I don't think he can.
Yeah.
And also what I didn't like is this whole hip hop community backpedaling to go against Diddy. Yes, you should denounce him, but you should have did more investigation to the allegations on the front end instead on the back end. Now it looks like hip hop is just backpedaling with Diddy. Now everybody's denouncing
fake outrage.
Him.
It's
fake
outrage.
It's sad because it shows the hip hop culture. It just shows that here's a woman who's been pleading to the world. Even when she first filed that initial lawsuit, everyone called her a gold digger. Right. If that video would have never came out, people would still be calling her a gold digger.
Oh, yeah.
Now you have the hip hop community just backpedaling. And I did see that woman in Charlotte that was escorted off the flight.
Oh, wait, hang on. So that was Charlotte, right?
Charlotte, it was the Charlotte Airport, Charlotte Douglas Airport.
Let me write this down. Go ahead.
The front line, I think it was Frontier. She was in the exit row. Anyone who's flown on a plane, if you're not first class, you're in the exit row. If you're on that, they have special instructions just in case something does happen. So they give you special instructions of how to maybe to operate the door, or if you need to do certain things right there. And at least they didn't drag her out by her hands and feet. She was for them to have to unload the whole plane just to get her off, very disrespectful. Where's all these flight marshals that's supposed to be on the plane since 9/11 and shouldn't have had to take the whole plane to be deported to get her off?
Sir, hang on. Can I say this? I want to commend the flight staff and everybody on the plane, because you see, Mammy, and she's a Mammy, she could have gotten a belligerent, violent. She could have turned up and started throwing stuff. I don't know the details or the origins of what actually occurred, but I did see the woman of color, the black stewardess, speaking to her very nicely. She was doing the hands like this, and then she tried to punk her. She said, "You better go on," right? Tried to punk her.
Yeah. So let's start last piece, and this is going to be my unpopular opinion.
Uh-oh.
The whole fake outrage with Diddy would not be happening. If Diddy was a white man, black people would have already forgiven him. You know, black folks are quick to forgive Mr. Charlie when he has his transgressions, but Diddy, everybody's ready to run him through the mud.
Stay with me. Stay with me. I can appreciate what you just said, but this isn't Mr. Charlie. This is a man, a rich man, not a black man. Diddy's about that skrilla. He was spotted, I think, either today or yesterday, walking around Star Island. He's got on the flip flops, whatever got on the slides, smoking a Cuban cigar, still showing arrogance and defiance. Yes, if you ask me.
Yeah. Well, America doesn't like an arrogant Negro anyway. They don't like arrogant or clever Negroes, and Diddy's coming off as arrogant. He's clever. They don't like none of that anyway. But I guess my unpopular piece for the backlash is this: that if Diddy was a quote unquote white man in the same financial situation, same political or cultural status as he has, we're very forgiving for them. But we're unforgiving for our own. So that's just my unpopular piece there. Like
you're very right.
Mr. Charlie, black folks wouldn't have that outrage.
I have no issue with what you're saying, but with regards to Cassie, she's moving on. But now what happens? Never mind Diddy per se. What about hip hop as a genre? It's not a culture. What about hip hop? Will anybody stand up and fully denounce him here? Shyne is over in Belize. I don't want to hear, I'd F him up. I beat his ass. He should be shot. That's the goofball responses. Will anybody stand up?
I don't think hip hop's going to stand up. Hip hop has a smeared image from the very beginning. You broke stories on your show going back to Africa Bambaataa, and no one stood up there for that situation. I don't think hip hop's going to stand up. Hip hop has, like you said, it's a genre, it's a culture. And if you think about it, just a year and a half ago, we're celebrating 50 years of hip hop, and a year and a half forward, we're celebrating. It's almost like the demise of hip hop. It's like we went from celebrating it, the 50th anniversary, a year and a half ago. Now it's being revealed. It's almost like no one's going to stand up against Diddy. They should stand up. We should stand up as a unified front and say, hey, this is not acceptable. This is not what hip hop is. And this should be a lesson for young women looking to explore this entertainment industry, because fathers should be showing this to their small daughters, because I'm a father. I have a daughter. Okay. If I was Cassie's father, even though that happened in 2016, I'd be going to look for Diddy at his house to ask him what's really going on here.
Yeah. I appreciate what you're saying, but I've never heard about Cassie's father. I don't even want to go in that direction. I think that there needs to be more of a combined effort to get him to show and prove, as the nation of gods and earths have always said, show and prove. Saying you're sorry is one thing. No, but nobody's running down. Never mind threats. No, he's not going to kill himself. I don't even entertain that. Show and prove.
No.
Put up $100 million. $100 million. He's a billionaire, right? Put up $100 million for these domestic violence shelters and these other things for women who really need it. Go and finish up.
My last piece, you're absolutely right. I know Diddy's not supposed to talk about Cassie with the settlement, but he should reach out to her entertainment, her lawyer team or whatever it is, and say, you know what? I do have the 50 million or 100 million. Y'all take the money, set it up, and get the people the help that they need.
She's already been paid, sir. So, she's already been paid by the insurance company. Insurance company.
But thanks for taking the call, though, yes, Star. I know you got other people waiting.
Thank you, man. Salute. Thank you. If you're new to the show, folks, I have broken many stories throughout my journey. I'm not just a guy on the microphone who amps up the set. X-Clan, I exposed X-Clan with regards to a woman by the name of Patrice. And they have been settling with Patrice, in case you don't know. I'm also the guy who came after one of my homies, Grandmaster Flash. Flash wrote that book years ago and was talking about Sweet Pea being in love with a 13-year-old. You guys remember that? I've been breaking these stories objectively, not for tea, not for, just salacious, positioning. Damn. I interviewed Grandmaster Flash, and then a couple of hours later, he called me back and he said, "No, Star, we got to do that over. Got to do the interview over. Don't post the one we just did. Let's do it again, goddammit." Oh my goodness! And of course, I broke the Charlemagne story. Charlemagne still in litigation right now. I couldn't even watch him. I'm not a Breakfast Club watcher. I'm too old. I've never listened to rap radio when I worked there. I just I don't like the programming. But oh God, I just had to say that. Terrence, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. Kanye got more outrage just for his ideas. Okay, well, Kanye or Ye was dealt with by a culture that does have guidelines, parameters, and a council. And he was dealt with. Will you deal with Diddy? Jill also says Kim was complicit, tied to hip, 8-ball rolling. Yeah, Kim Porter was not some saint out here. People just latch on to stuff, and they want to say what they think is the best position. Someone claiming to be a boy. Hold on a second. Sent in a donation. Thank you so much. Star, are you streaming again? Okay, that's a little gross. I'm trying to make moves, but you keep everything in. Okay, thank you so much. I don't know where you're going. Someone named Umar sends a donation. Mr. Star, what's your thoughts on Charlemagne throwing Diddy to the wolves by giving him the donkey of the day for his trend? So I'm 60 years of age. I don't listen to the Breakfast Club. Not throughout my 50s did I even listen. And again, that's not my thing. If there's something of interest, people will send me the link. I'll give it a listen, but no, man, that's not who I listen to Bloomberg Radio and other things in the morning when I'm moving, shaking, and popping. Area code 475. Are you there? Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Talking about a few topics. 475.
Hello?
Yes.
Yo, 475.
Good evening.
Yo, Star.
Hey.
Hey, what's going on? It's No Name from New England.
Hey, what's up, man? What's cracking with you?
Yeah, man. I was waiting for a long time. Listen, for Shyne knows what time it is with Diddy. For him to come out and say this shit right now, denounce.
I need you to watch the language, No Name, please. Please watch the language.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I got you.
Go ahead.
I think he's trying to get himself relevant. That's my personal opinion. I think he's trying to be relevant again. Because he been know what time it is with Diddy. Like, so for you to come out and even the words that he's using, denounce, I think he's trying to get himself relevant.
You and I were emailing earlier today. You're also,
yes.
You sent in a nice donation. I'm going to take my time with this.
I don't want to talk about.
Hang on. Let me just respond. Let me respond. When you say quote unquote relevant, break that down, because a lot of people don't want to be relevant in this culture of chaos and trash and being proud to be ignorant. Some people say things because they have matured and grown up, and they're hoping to shed light. What do you mean by relevant? Like he's trying to drop a new album? What do you mean relevant?
I don't know. Get itself like in the. I don't know. Get itself in the forefront. I don't know. He could have been denounced. He knows what time it is with Diddy. He's been at the parties. He knows how Diddy is. So for him to, at this moment in time, to say this shit right now, I think
you
it's.
have to watch the language. Come on, man.
I'm sorry.
One time I have to get you
I
out of here.
apologize.
Yeah.
I apologize.
How old are you? I forget. How old are you?
Clout chasing.
How old are you?
I think it's clout chasing.
How old are you?
I'm sorry. What did you say?
How old are you? I forget. How old are you?
How old am I?
Yes.
I'm 43.
43.
Yes, I'm 43.
Okay, so Shyne. At some point, a man has to grow up. He's got a daughter. He spoke about his daughter, what he did back in the days. Again, he served his debt to society. So he has said what he said. Do you think that we should not take Shyne's word to heart now? Because, as you said, he's trying to be relevant. Let's separate that whole being relevant thing. Does his word have legs to it?
I mean, of course he should denounce Diddy. That's a given. Like, so why is he saying this now? I don't understand why he's saying this now. It's clout chasing to me. I don't know. It just seems it feels clout chasing.
Maybe it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, but he could have been said that. He knows how Diddy is. He's been there. He's been there with J-Lo and all that. Okay. He knows how Diddy is. He's been at the parties.
I'm not trying to change your mind. We're just having a discussion. I appreciate your time on this particular topic, but I think that people need to stop with this, just trying to be relevant. Most people who grow out of hip hop or rap music, they don't want to be relevant. Not with this savage-minded generation of today. They don't. I certainly do not want to be relevant in today's generation. But go ahead, finish up.
So you don't think that he's you don't think that he's trying to you don't think he's trying to get you don't believe that he's trying to get relevant?
He's over in Belize and he is going to be the next prime minister. He has to do the right thing. I respect that. He's a father. I think that he did what he did once upon a time, being a young man of savage breeding.
He got support over there? He got support over there?
Yes.
Believe?
Yes.
So he's serious about that?
Yeah, he's serious. He's serious.
Well,
he's the leader of the opposition. So
he should have been denounced them.
Well, he did, man. When Tanya Rubin came out months ago and said, Diddy shot me in the face, Shyne kicked his back in then too. So, but I appreciate the call, man. Appreciate the call.
All right.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I want you folks to speak. I want your opinion. You don't have to follow my lead. Leader of the opposition, the Honorable Dr. Shyne Barrow. A beautiful statement. And the man's grown up. Well, with a beautiful daughter, as he says, precious daughter, as a father of a precious daughter, a global citizen, and the next prime minister of Belize. I want absolutely nothing to do with people who engage in this pattern of diabolical behavior. Kill Mo Lemonade got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. The Ryan Leslie perspective. Oh. Diddy threatened Ryan Leslie years ago when he took Cassie from him. Threatened to make that nigga disappear. If you guys, are up to speed. Oh, wait a minute. Troll babies, did I mention Kelly Price? Hang on a second. What's going on with Kelly Price? I never met her, never had any bad words. She's doing the most right now, talking that spiritual stuff. And then she had to go back and do another live. And she's sitting there with an inch of makeup on her face to explain what she meant. Talking about Diddy. She was trying to say something in hopes that he would hear it. If memory serves me correctly, hold on a second. They had an issue back in the days. Anybody remember this? Kelly Price and Diddy. Diddy didn't want her to be in a video because she was too big. She was very big back in those days, you know? She has since dropped some weight. I don't know anything about her catalog. I'm familiar with her. But to my knowledge, she's like, her audience is like, 95%, if not more, of, black women, who are just bitter, angry, divorced, or going through something. Troll Babies, has Kelly Price ever sold out the Garden? She's like a WBLS artist, 107.5. Coming up, Luther Vandross, Stephanie Mills, and Kelly Price, right? So, she said what she said. I'm not going into what she said. Hey, Tia. Tia's POV, simple and true. Tia, do you want to call in? She says, you are the man Wendy always tried to be. Well, thank you, Tia, but I love Wendy Williams, and Wendy was before me, and she helped me a lot. So to some degree, I am kicking in Sean Combs' back via Wendy Williams. She went through hell and high water. She got fired from Hot 97 before I got there. Most people confirmed that he had something to do with it back in the days when there was a protest in front of Hot 97. This was before I ever got there. There was 11 people at the protest. I made number 11. But thank you so much, Tia, for your support, okay? I'm going back to the phones. Hang on a second. Oh, where is Florida Boy Jay? Hold on a second. I think, is this him right here? Florida Boy Jay, good to hear from you, man. You sent me a text. Thank you for being patient on a Monday. Give me a second.
Hey, Stars.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can hear me, right? The audio's clear.
Good to hear from you.
Hey, man, Star, we gotta turn this up, man. I'm sorry. I don't mean to come at niggas, but niggas calling online sounding half asleep, somber, and scared. Like niggas ain't know this is going on with Diddy years ago.
Right.
Like this Cassie beat down and something like they ain't never turned a blind eye playing Madden while their homeboy gave their old lady a right hook and told her to go back in the kitchen. Why niggas acting like they wasn't sitting around while Pop was giving moms wheel kicks? Why are we acting like, and I'm not normalizing domestic violence at all.
Yeah, let's not even put any type of, ha 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 he.
Right, we're not. But what I'm saying is, why
this topic, it's very sad. Go ahead.
This is what I'm saying. Why is niggas acting like this is anything new, or this is breaking news, or this isn't something that's going on in households, or something that niggas is doing behind the scenes? That's what I'm saying. This isn't anything shocking.
Can I answer?
And at the end of the
Can I answer?
Yeah.
Because there's video. Undeniable proof. So that's why we have now people coming out with fake outrage, whether they have done it or been a part of it in the past. Now there's video proof. Dame Dash caught a rape charge over in France or some goddamn where. He's lucky there was no video. The rest of these guys have caught all sorts of charges, domestic violence, no video. We have video now. So that's the difference. Go ahead.
Okay. And then even with the Diddy situation, and we want to talk about what he can do to salvage or save the reputation, there's nothing he can do. The only thing he can do, if he's real about anything, he would actually literally sacrifice himself, go on IG Live or go somewhere, start spilling tea, start snitching on Lucian, start telling what he's really give it up, and then eventually the black vans will pull up, take his Wi-Fi out, and send him up there with Jesus. But at least he would have exposed people. They wouldn't have to send him to jail to do it. He wouldn't have to sit in prison. It wouldn't have been like he's a star witness. They would wait, get to court, start snitching, let them take you out, and at least you'd be like, hey, at least Diddy told us and unveiled some secrets before the powers that be clocked them out.
You're not serious, are you? I mean, I have to ask. You're not serious, are you?
and I'm not serious on what can redeem Diddy's reputation. Nobody's going to want to.
Hang on. You're saying Diddy should do himself in on live. That's what you just said.
No, I'm saying what he should do is go on live and start exposing niggas.
Oh, okay.
Start telling on niggas.
Start
snitching on the higher up.
It's not going to happen.
Crash all the way out. Because at least niggas can look at you once they take you out for snitching on live. At least people can say, at least Diddy told niggas the truth. At least he tried to unveil some things before they took him out. All this charitable events, just like Bill Cosby, they don't want anything to do with him. If he comes with the truck of goodwill to a spot, they're going to tell him to turn around. They don't want any donation or anything to do with Diddy. So all that charitable work isn't even accepted right now with his reputation. Would you agree?
No, I totally disagree with you, but I like the fact that you say what you feel and you stand on it.
Yeah, for sure.
I totally disagree. Sure. No, I don't think that there's anything that anybody's going to benefit from other than, just trolling and stuff. Diddy airing people out online. Diddy is a narcissist, dog. He doesn't even think that he's really wrong. He's mad, if you ask me, that he's been caught and exposed. He's spoken about going to rehab, counseling. He's doing all that because he got caught. The video footage has come out, however it came out, whether it was, the feds released it or somebody else released it to kill another story. He's not sorry. Most people don't think that he's sorry. But let's go back for a second. I want to focus on Shyne. Shyne has denounced him. I'm giving Shyne a lot of props this evening. I think it's a great thing. Everybody's not trying to be quote unquote relevant. I mean, he is a politician, over in Belize, but I think more people here in America should stand up and denounce him as opposed to, I want to fight him, beat his ass. That's corny to me. It's corny.
Just like I told you a couple weeks ago, when the girl who got shot came out and said it was Diddy, and I told her she needs to shut the hell up. And if anything, we'd be canceling her because if it wasn't for her taking hush money and holding Diddy down, she would have been locked up years ago and Cassie would never got her face kicked in. Same thing with Shyne. Okay. If you wasn't trying to be the fall guy and, going to jail for this nigga and actually, snitch and said who really shot the girl, he would have been locked up. Shyne, all these niggas that was in close quarters with him, committing crimes with him, taking fall from him. I don't want to hear these niggas 20 years later come out denouncing him. Why didn't you denounce him when he threw your life away, nigga? That's some that's some hoe stuff right there, man. That's some sucker stuff. All these, I don't want to hear nobody come out to denounce Diddy. I want to hear everybody be quiet, allegate nothing happening. If you ain't got a freak off video with him, you knew about it, and you ain't say nothing because you didn't want to stop your back.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear nobody coming out, Shyne, none of these niggas talking about we gotta denounce Diddy. Nigga, you the reason Diddy's still roaming around these streets. Shyne.
Okay. Kelly Price, you sent me an email about the backlash. I did not see her first video. I know she's catching some hell, as you said in your email to me. I tried to watch her second video, but it just, she was taking too long to get started. I'm going to wait till some more people get in here. And then she's, it was so contrived. I respect her talent. I've never met her. I have nothing bad to say about her, but it's just like, I'm not trying to hear all that spiritual healing nonsense. This guy needs to be hit in his pockets. What's going on with Kelly Price, Florida Boy J?
Yeah, Kelly Price, tried to act like a prayer warrior in his comments. And then when, the IG mammies and, fatherless men started kicking her back in and everything, that's when she, tried to come out with an apology, but wanted to go on live. And then also wanted to get enough people in there, and then wanted to start as an introduction. I was watching a little bit of it, but basically what she was just trying to say is that is people who do bad things that still need prayer and forgiveness. And if you are, religious, or if you subscribe to any type of, doctrine where forgiveness is, in whatever book you believe in,
okay,
then no matter what somebody has done, they deserve prayer and repentance. And if you are sitting here denying him of that, or denying people of prayer and repentance, you're pretty much no better than, him or anybody else. The whole, throw stones at a glass house type stuff.
This is the first time I've even went on her IG page ever. Kelly Price, 1 million followers. I would bet that 300,000 of those followers are paid for. 1,148 posts. She's following 505 people. And she's still out there doing the thing. Salute to her, multi-platinum artist. Okay. Didn't she have you might be too young. She had an issue with Diddy back in the days. Are you up to speed on that or no? I question why she's even poking her nose in this.
I think, was it a Faith Evans feature she was supposed to be on or something, a video, and Diddy didn't allow her to come to the set. I don't know what official song it was.
That sounds about right. Yeah, he didn't want her to be in the video because she was big during that particular time. So she's right. Hang on. So she might be still holding a grudge, and now she's on that fake woke Christian vibe to try to get some clicks on her Instagram page. Okay, Kelly Price, I'm on your IG page. There you go. Go ahead, Florida Boy Jay. Go ahead.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know what particular song it was back then.
Who cares?
Before my time, but
who cares?
At the same time, man, like I said, with Kelly Price, with the rest of these celebrities, like I swear, even with Joe, like people on the Discord and everything telling Joe that they didn't cover it on the last episode. Was
Joe Budden? Joe Budden?
Yeah. Joe Budden.
Yeah,
Joe Budden. Yeah, Joe Budden. Yeah. He got a little backlash because he didn't cover it on the last episode they did this weekend, but I guess he's gonna go back and do it. But my main thing is just like what Joe Budden is doing, even if people don't like it, I might just, if you was chilling with Diddy, if you was cool with Diddy, no matter if you did anything shady with him or not, shut up, because you were cool with him, everything was cool. I don't want to hear nobody who was at an all-white party, and anybody hitting a Harlem Shake, anybody with a bad boy chain doing a dance in the industry. I don't want to hear nobody say nothing, because if I knew it as a nigga in Jacksonville since I was 17, 16, watching Illuminati videos on YouTube before they changed the algorithm, and we all knew Diddy was a creepo, we all knew Mark Curry dropped that book back in 2008, 9. Like, I don't want to hear none of these niggas coming out telling us what I could that we told y'all, and y'all said we're conspiracy theorists. I don't want to hear no celebrity coming out saying nothing. Because a common man knew.
To be fair, hang on. To be fair, Joe Budden was recording on Friday when the story first broke, and he addressed it for 4 minutes, and then decided to. He and his producer, what's the producer's name? Is it Parks? They decided to. Yeah. They decided to take that part out and then come back to fully address it. So I don't know when that's going to happen. Maybe today or tomorrow. I don't know.
Wednesday. They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it tomorrow, and the episode's gonna drop Wednesday on Patreon.
Okay. Yeah. And so again, Shyne has denounced him. I'm giving Shyne his props. He's grown up. He's grown up. Hey, he's a father. You have to look at this, from that lens. If you're a father, if you saw that video, you have no choice but to think about your baby. If you ask me.
No. You know what he should have did? He should have came out and said, this video is sick, is disgusting, and shame on me for when I had the finger on the trigger to take him out, when I had the opportunity to put it in to things he was doing in the industry, I nutted up, I cowardly shied away, and I allowed him to continue this type of behavior in the music industry. And for that, not only do I apologize for him, I apologize for me too. For being a whole ass nigga and taking the charge. That's what he should have said.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh, can we talk about the silverback gorilla getting taken off the plane?
Well, hang on. Before you go, make sure we finish up on the New York Knicks. Now, let's go to hold on. Charlotte Douglas International Airport. The mammy who was escorted off of the plane, sitting at the emergency exit. What happened? She didn't want to comply and agree to save someone else. Is that what this is about?
Pretty much. As anybody knows who takes flights, when they come on the plane, everybody sit down. They're pretty much giving you all the protocol, and they're telling people in the emergency lane, hey, if something happens on the plane, would you basically be responsible or help niggas on the plane? All you gotta say is yes, nod your head, whatever. Let them know, just like when the police come, when people can dictate the next part of your day. Just say yes.
Just say
comply.
yes.
Make sure it's clear. Nothing extra. Sounds like it was some type of miscommunication. Instead of Mammy clarifying, humbling yourself, just clarify because they're at work.
Right.
You got somewhere to be. Clarify for them.
Right.
You want to act like you entitled at a restaurant. You out there. They sent little Mammy at her first. You know what they do? They send your own to talk to you. They maybe she can speak your language. They send little Mammy to her first.
Right.
She giving little Mammy attitude. Little Mammy looking at her like, I'm trying to tell you now.
Yeah.
Because when the white people come, I can't save you. White lady came on her little chalkboard. She talking. Mammy talking about, I told him it was fine. We'll do it. Damn. Y'all got the wrong one.
Hang on a second, because Mammy called the white woman some name. Was it Miss Betty or something? Did you?
Yeah, Miss Betty. Yeah.
No, I'm not sure. I'm just
slick
asking.
with Karen.
Was it? She called her a
She got
name.
slick with Karen.
Was it Betty?
I can go back and look. So I had to.
I'm just asking. It wasn't Karen. She called the white woman a name. Troll babies. Didn't Mammy sitting there in the goddamn plane call the white woman a name? She called her a name. Frontier Airlines. She called her a name. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Florida boy, go ahead.
Yeah, she was like, you ain't got to worry about it. I'm just going back to the transcript. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, she was talking about, she talked to like 3 people before they sent the black guy with the outfit, telling her, I got a 4-year-old grandson I got to pick up, and trying to tell, now you want to be a victim. If you had a 4-year-old grandson you're responsible to pick up, you should get everything that it took, all restraint in your body to make sure you made that flight. But just like Mammy thinks she owed something, it's like you think you're going to assist the girl your way out of a situation. You're supposed to get special privileges. Well, guess what they got? They had to take everybody off the plane and got her black ass in handcuffs, had to walk her down, make sure she didn't fall. Now Mammy got a record. War on Mammy continues, nigga.
I loved it.
You see them goofy pants she had on? Oh, and with the finger wave. Who was that, a leather helmet on her head? Sorry, come on, man. Like she had a Steelers helmet on.
Okay.
Finger wave.
Okay. I need you to address the New York Knicks Game 7. What happened? I watched 2 quarters. I saw the white boy shoot an air ball. I said, oh my God. I think that was the 3rd quarter. White boy shot an air ball. They were just having a tough time. They looked beaten down. Were they doing good in the other games? Game 3, Game 2, and what happened? What happened in Game 7 with the Knicks and the Indiana Pacers? Please.
Sorry, I don't want to hear the narratives about how the Knicks are beat down. Because at the end of the day, the New York Knicks were the 2 seed with home court advantage, and they got beat by a 6 seed. They got beat by a team nobody knew. Nobody even thought about was going to make the playoffs. Got beat by a biracial nigga named Tyrese Halliburton, dropping threes on him.
Okay.
And let the nigga wear Reggie Miller choking hoodie on after the game. The Knicks, did they have injuries? Of course. But just like the Dallas Cowboys, they'll never win because their fan base celebrates regular stuff happening. They got a good team, not a great team, not a championship contender. They should even have made the Eastern Conference Finals regardless because the Eastern Conference is weak. But they had a 3-2 lead on this team. They had 2 games to close these bum-ass niggas out. The Pacers came into New York on a Sunday afternoon.
Yes.
All those celebrities, Chris Rock, all the White Wall Street guys, Busta Rhymes, all you bum-ass niggas went there just to take a L. Got blown out in the 4th quarter. Didn't even have... Y'all probably should have left early. They're the Cowboys. They're never going to win. You could have seen the Celtics.
Florida Boy Jay, I have to jump in. I'm not a Cowboys fan, but please stop trying to kick dirt on the Cowboys. Troy Aikman got 3 rings with the Cowboys. The Knicks haven't won since 1973. That's a weak analogy. I have to say that. Go ahead.
You know what? I feel you. Because at least Cowboy fans can say they won a championship with colored TVs. Knicks fans at the end of the day.
Facts.
Knicks fans at the end of the day are like the biggest professional scrubs in sports. These are the only niggas I know. If they get a 500 record in December and act like they won the championship. Right. This is the only fan base that says F. Trey Young 3 years after he knocks you out in the first round. You got so hurt about being put out in the first round by.
Left-handed, where are you? Left-handed, where are you? Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You can't even let it go. You were sitting here. This is your second time, just like with Carmelo Anthony and his underachieving ass.
Stop.
This is your second time overachieving.
No, keep going. I'm actually enjoying what you're saying.
Oh.
Take it back to Allen Houston, please. Take it back to Allen Houston.
Sorry. I'm gonna take it back even further. How y'all, New York, big city of dreams. This is a garden, the mecca of basketball. Niggas can't take it. We got the best home court advantage in the league. Yeah. Bro, why are you historically getting put out by some Midwestern Pacers? Reggie Miller did it in the 90s. Mm-hmm. Then when you had Melo, you niggas underachieved and let young Paul George knock you niggas out in 2013 before you can get to the conference finals. You Knicks fans, you might as well be Net fans because y'all haven't won anything. Either Nets have more relevance to you guys in recent NBA history.
Okay.
Hang it up, man.
Okay. Hey, Florida Boy Jay, your picture and your link is in my community section. I need you to leave a comment telling people to come to your channel, okay? So we can pin that to the top of the comments. Don't forget to do that, all right?
Hey, absolutely, man. And the next thing out, because that episode has done over 1,600 views, so nice. I appreciate everybody watching.
Yeah.
Next link I see is gonna be a Rumble link, so I'm gonna start streaming on Rumble, and I need at least 5 followers so I can stream live on there. So I appreciate all the support, all the help.
Anything I can do to help, just let me know. I appreciate you, man. Salute.
Appreciate it, man. Have a great night. Hey, left-handed, you Knicks fans, call in and take this L, man.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Salute. Okay, guys, have a sponsor coming up. Hold on a second. Sit tight. Everybody, give me a second, guys. I want to make sure I'm getting everything lined up. Ray, hang on. You're coming up next. Ray, sit tight. Sit tight. Okay, let me change my bottom screen. The sad video involving Cassie, most of us have seen it in the world of urban media. Not a laughing matter. And in case you don't know, Shyne released a statement totally denouncing Diddy. I appreciate his mature perspective. I used to kick Shyne's back in, met him one time. But again, he paid his debt to society. And yes, he's a politician, but there has to be accountability here in America from the elders, the pioneers of hip hop. Some type of unified statement. If I missed it, please email it to me. Please email it to me. The actions of Sean Diddy Combs are deplorable. His apology was a complete waste of time. No pledge, no promise, no prayer, nothing. Okay, let me get one of my sponsors on the screen here. Hey, is that Ray or Sid? Good evening, area code 404, Sid 55 Studios.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, who's this?
What's going on, Sid? This is Ray.
Hey, Ray, how are you, man? Good to hear from you.
Pretty good.
I've got your information on the screen. Hopefully everything is spelled right. YouTube.com/@Sid55 Studios. Yes?
Yes, it's perfect.
Okay. Tell us about your platform, what it is that people need to know. We can go back into history, but more so what you guys are doing now, please.
Okay, right now what we got going on, our main thing is our recording studio. We focus on recording, mixing, and mastering.
Okay.
We're a studio out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Okay.
And we have a lot of national artists coming through to get certain things done. And as far as that, and then we have our podcast, which we talk about Southern soul music. Mm-hmm. That's what the genre we're based in. We have different artists come in and we sit down and talk with them. Tomorrow, we have a guitarist by the name of Stevie J Blues.
Okay.
To be on with us tomorrow.
Okay.
And we're just trying to get it going on the social media side.
Okay. Southern soul is a type of music that has had its place in American history for a lot of decades, if you will. And Milwaukee, is this the original home of Southern Soul? Pardon me, or is there another place that gets more credit? Because you and I were talking about this behind the scenes.
Right. Southern Soul originated in Memphis. That's why we tagged our tagline is the second home of Southern Soul, and we just put the Midwest flavor on it. We have a little different sound, but it's basically still gospel mixed with R&B, mixed with blues, mixed with like a quartet.
Okay. You guys also do artist business prep. Can you break that down? Artist business prep for those who don't know.
Right. When the artists come in, whether if they're a novice or they've been in the game for a while, we make sure they have their paperwork together, the copyrights, make sure they pick a publishing company to register with.
Yeah.
And then we sit down and figure out what they actually want to do with their music, and we try to come up with a plan of action for that. If they're trying to get signed or if they're trying to be independent, we try to help them with that. Sid has been in the industry for 40 years on that side, blues, gospel, and country. So he knows a lot about the paperwork and what that entails.
Right. Also, clearance forms, folks. This is Ray, who I'm talking to, again, from Sid 55 Studios. Clearance forms is something a lot of newer artists need to know about, because if you don't understand what you're signing and you don't know what you may or may not be entitled to by way of publishing, those clearance forms are vital. Do you guys know Kenny Ivory, aka Pimpin' Ken? He's still in Milwaukee, last I heard.
Yeah, he recorded his first book, Pimpology, the audio version to it. With our studio.
Long-time associate of mine.
Yeah. We also recorded his nephew who passed last year. Paper Chase.
Okay.
I had a couple songs.
Good man.
So yeah, we real familiar with Pimpin' Ken.
Good man.
Yep.
Yeah. Good man. Tell him I said hello if you speak to him again, and maybe we can do something, man. Some type of more extra, incentives to help send that traffic over to you guys, folks. In my community section is a banner for Sid 55 Studios, and this is Ray, who I'm talking to. Reach out to him, tell him I sent you. Anything else we need to know about in terms of the podcast or the YouTube platform?
Yeah, we're actually trying to transition into a multimedia company.
Okay.
That's we got a couple things going on with film, and we got a cartoon that we're working on. So we're trying to be a multimedia company, a one-stop shop for artists and actors and film production.
Nice. Ray, I appreciate you calling in, man. Let's get you back on the line if you have time next week, either Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on your schedule.
Sounds good. I'll make sure Sid call in next time.
Good to talk to you, Ray.
Sounds good.
Take care. Thank you, man. Okay. It's one of my sponsors, Ray, from youtube.com/@Sid55 Studios. Okay. All right. I'm going to continue the discussion here. Shyne denounces Diddy after release of video involving Cassie. What else did I forget to mention here about the fake outrage? I saw some thumbnails, and some of them I couldn't click on. I'm like, you're trying to come at Diddy? Blasphemy. Total blasphemy. Yeah. I mean, there's people saying, "Oh, if Cassie were a white woman, well, Cassie is African American and Mexican, and forget where her father's from." Let's deal with what we have. My, position here this evening is to say that many of you who have charities, you should be knocking at the door of Diddy right now. No disrespect to his mother. I met her one time. She was nice to me, Mama Combs. But, get at Mama Combs. Say, hey, if you're really sorry, we could use 20,000, 50,000. Hey, here's the paperwork. Can you help us out? That's how other cultures show real remorse off the rip. If somebody were to have gotten up there and did what he did, they would have made a pledge and a promise. Charitable contributions. That's what I'm trying to get at here. Mr. Triple C, I got you donations. Salute, big nigga. From Peoples Hernandez. Okay, thank you so much for your support. Guys, also in my community section, the question was Jesus a vegetarian? Okay, this is based upon something I spoke to David D. Cordova about. He did a really, really good video. Please go to his platform, okay? Tell him I sent you. He'll leave a comment. If you have not heard, please Google the Gospel of the Holy 12. He did the research and presented a really nice video with regards to was Jesus a vegetarian? Okay. Hey, Heather, I got your donation. Are you calling in? Let me see. Would black men she says, hi, Star, would black men still stand for Cassie if she weren't attractive? It's hard to say. To be okay, you're on the phone. Let me see. Where's 516? Heather, is that you? Area code 516.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, Star. How are you?
Good. I got your question. If she were not attractive, to be fair, I think people were not necessarily supporting her out the gate. You had Slim Thug and other people saying she was a gold digger and so on and so forth. So this video helps her, tremendously, but she wasn't supported out the gate. Are you saying she was?
Well, actually, I'm not saying she was. She certainly wasn't supported right out the gate. But I just wanted to address your fake outrage.
Please.
So I think that's part of it. I really don't believe that many black men would be coming out if she were unattractive. Also, there's a pimp mentality that no one's really addressing in our community.
Address it.
I mean, did you see
Address
Did you see Diddy wrap that towel around him? Well, clearly he probably just wrapped the towel around him because he knew he had to catch up with Cassie before she left the hotel. But he wrapped that towel around him. And I've seen this in many movies from the 70s. Get the towel. He probably felt like a real pimp with that towel, beating that girl, stomping her into that floor. They're not looking for love. Niggas are looking for to be a pimp. They want hoes and they want to be a pimp. I see that mentality so fiercely in our community. I don't know what that's about. I'm trying to get all these points in here before I let you go.
Take your time. Take your time. I'm in no rush. Okay.
So I worked at MTV between 2001 and 2003.
Okay.
My very first job in New York as only a security guard. I was trying to get into the music industry. I just want to say that I witnessed Diddy several times come into the building, big entourage, never professional, not saying hello, thank you, or please to any security guard that held open the door for him and his entourage, the entire entourage. No one's saying thank you. I mean, that doesn't mean that he's a sex trafficker.
Right.
I'm just trying to tell you that, I'm not surprised at this behavior. And I'm the woman that wanted you to sign the petition to take the key from Diddy, the key to the city. But
did you?
It looks like
did you send that to me? Did you send that to me?
I did.
Okay. Okay.
I did. This was months ago.
Okay.
But now I see the Shade Room posted something that Mayor Adams is considering taking the key from Diddy. I just think that's hilarious.
Hang on. I saw him say that they're looking at everything. I didn't hear him say, unless you can tell me otherwise, I didn't hear him say he's considering it. He said that they're looking at everything and they're aware.
Okay.
You have other information?
Well, how he worded it, you're right. It is very important. Yeah. I thought I heard him say that they're considering it, but I'll take your word for it. You are a better news guy than I am. I'm just getting into the game myself. Okay. But so yeah, I've been listening to the callers. I've been listening to you, and I just want you to know that I know on the first day you were so amazing, Star, how you handled the story. I want to thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yes.
It's not a laughing matter. I don't have, quote unquote daughters, but anybody, who would look at that would say, wow, there's many incidents, throughout history or the entertainment genre, to be precise, that we've heard about things, people getting beat up and beat down and jumped and shot and killed. But to see Cassie's response, I was just like, wow, when he first grabbed her, threw her back, and she just laid there. That spoke to me that this is a serial beater. So she knew the procedure, the routine. Lay there. Don't fight back. Don't get him more upset. Don't push his buttons. Give him time to calm down. That's what I saw. Go ahead.
Not only did I see that, but I also felt as though she was trying to stiffen her body to take the blows. Yeah. That's where my mind went also. I mean, I really have to go ahead and let you know that I've seen the video about 6 or 7 times. The first time, I have to admit to you, Star, I bawled. I cried. It was just sad. No matter how rotten I thought Diddy was, I never imagined any of this.
Heather, I have to ask. Yes, sir. I have to ask you a question now. If Cassie were 230 pounds and dark skin, would you have cried?
Yes, I would. I'm a feminist to my core.
Heather,
so that doesn't matter.
Heather, please don't cap. Please don't cap. If Cassie
I would certainly be on her side.
Heather, if Cassie were 260 pounds.
You know what? Stop.
Hang on. And she had a pack of Franks on the back of her neck and a double chin. And dark skin. Would you have cried? Would you have cried? Come on.
First of all, I too am a lovely dark-skinned woman. I am not overweight, but like I said before, it doesn't matter to me what a woman looks like. I'm not a man.
Okay. I'm in no rush. You sent in that Skrilla. Let's talk about this. If Cassie were, again, dark skin, 240 pounds, right? And he grabbed her, threw her back, and the lace front flew off, and then one of the slides popped up in the air. Would you have cried?
You know what? Since I hate wigs so damn much, I probably would have done the Denzel. I probably would have gave her one eye. I would have cried out of one eye when I saw that wig. Yeah. I hate wigs. I do, with all of my heart and soul. But to be very honest with you, I love women so much because I enjoy being a woman. It would not matter to me.
Okay. I hear you.
Yes. And I just want to say before I go, I know you're humble and I know that you don't like us embarrassing you, but Star, you truly are the GOAT. We love
you. Thank you, darling. Thank you. Now, hang on. Before you go, this is not a major topic that I'm discussing. You said you're early 50s. Is that what you said?
I just turned 50. Okay. Yeah, and I've lived in New York for 23 years.
Okay. Was Jesus a vegetarian?
Jesus ate fish. How could he have been a vegetarian?
Well, you heard about that in the Bible. At one time, he ate fish, but the gospel, that I've been talking about this evening was supposedly removed from the Bible. Or maybe it was never an actual gospel of the Bible. What do you think?
Well, here's what I think. I think that the Bible is truly the most anti-woman piece of literature ever written. So I don't take the Bible too literally. And the only reason I believe that Jesus existed at all, because it has been recorded, not in the Bible, not just in the Bible, but it has been recorded. It's on record that the Romans, they crucified so many people so much they barely recorded Jesus's death. They barely recorded it. And if they didn't record his death, I would not have believed his crucifixion either. Okay. I do not.
The Gospel of the Holy 12. Have you ever heard of it, Heather?
I have. The Gospel of the Holy 12. That's the disciples.
Have you ever heard of the Book of Enoch or the Dead Sea Scrolls?
I've only heard you talk about it. And since I love reading about religions, that's like my next book I'm going to get. I did hear you speak on it.
I would like to talk to you again. When you get time, just Google or go into my community section and click on that video. David D. Cordova did a great video on the Gospel of the Holy 12. And, some people say it's not authentic. But then again, there's other books that have been removed or not necessarily acknowledged as being true books of the Bible, such as the infancy Gospel of Thomas, which talks about Jesus when he was a child, killing his friends and so on and so forth. Okay.
The infancy Gospel of Thomas, you said?
Yeah, not the Gospel of Thomas, the infancy Gospel of Thomas. Talks about Jesus.
Okay, I'm going to look that up.
Killing his friends when they disagree with him when he was a small boy. A killer.
Okay.
Great talking to you, though. I appreciate your support. Thank you, Heather.
Oh, yes, no problem, Star.
Okay.
Have a good night.
You too. Bye now. Was Jesus a vegetarian? Did Jesus evolve? Yeah, you know about the fish in the basket, turning water into wine. Hold on a second. Maurizio, I got your donation. Hold on a second. Okay, who are you? Is it Leah? Hi, Leah. Leah, are you calling in? Hold on a second. Whatever your code. And where's your donation? Not that I'm hurting for anything, but, my audience, they don't want a broke perspective on the show. Okay. Whatever your code. Spanky Bighead got your donation. Star. Remember that chick that got tossed around in the hay field down south, and she said, so, okay, where are we going, Spanky Bighead? Where are we going? Okay. I didn't put hands on her. You're talking about when I was with Virgin Records. I was traveling. What was that? WSSB, Orangeburg, South Carolina. Okay, and a country nigga manhandled her. She called my name to help her, and I just, what was I supposed to do? I was on coke. Big ass country nigga body slamming her. I couldn't help her. Sheesh. Let's go to area code 757. Hey, good evening. We're talking about Shyne denouncing Diddy. Are you there? 757. Good evening. Okay. Sounds really bad. Thank you for calling. Some type of Puerto Rican headset. I couldn't get a grip on it there. Hold on a second, guys. Let me try 202. Good evening. Are you there? We're having a discussion. Shyne has denounced Diddy's behavior. Good evening.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good evening. I believe that Shyne, among others, as well from Bad Boy have all denounced him by way of religion. You know, as soon as they come to religion, it was their way, from Craig Mack to Loon to Mace, even if he backslid, to G Dep, because G Dep was talking from a Catholic aspect before he came home.
Okay.
To what's my man's name? Shyne, who became a Jew. So it's like, you know what I mean? Every last one of them, but we're talking about Shyne, so let me just keep it on topic. Yes,
Please.
I believe that. And I want to say this about the people saying that he's clout chasing. I don't believe that Shyne is enthralled by hip hop anymore. I don't believe that that's his focus. I believe that come on, we're talking about a prime minister. How does he have to?
Soon to be prime minister? Soon to be.
Soon to be. And with that soon to be, the focus is shifted.
Right.
This ain't no Shyne Poe no more.
Right.
And you know, even though my aunt, I don't really care for her too much, she said something that will forever stick with me. And she said, you know, every 5 years, you know, we change, you know.
Yeah.
And I embrace that because it's the truth, you know what I'm saying? Like I used to want to rap. I used to write rhymes and stuff like that. But that's not who I am today. You see what I'm saying? Like, not saying that I don't write rhymes, or not saying that I don't, but it'd probably be like for my own personal, you know, or like sharing it with a buddy, you know, because I only wanted to really do it behind comedy, listening to Sean Price, Old Dirty, and Biz Markie. You know what I'm saying? Because they brought that comical effect.
R.I.P. to Sean Price.
So it's like,
yes.
Yeah, R.I.P. Sean Price and Biz Markie, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, you know, apart from that comedic aspect, I didn't really care about me being that. You see what I'm saying? So we all have to be truthful within ourselves, and we all, whether you want to call it evolve or whether you want to call it just change, because some of us don't evolve. Some of us just change in a wayward way. Some of us change for the better, the worse, whatever. But the reality is that nobody's just the same. You see what I'm saying? So, so as far as Shyne, I think that people, they don't realize that this man was signed to Bad Boy. He had an era. He shared an era in Bad Boy, just like Biggie. I mean, he was before Gorilla Black. He did it just like Craig Mack. Everybody, there's certain people, they had eras, okay? So we got to be fair to Shyne and acknowledge that this man had an era, and because he's still alive, he's going to be sought after.
If I can jump in just 1 second and say, you know, it was just one person who called in and accused Shyne of clout chasing or trying to stay quote unquote relevant. I have a lot of respect for this guy now, you know, and nobody was kicking his back in more than Star. And I'm not going to repeat what I used to say about him, but
I remember.
Okay, yeah, well, you're right, man. He has evolved. We have evolved, you know, and there's certain things that we have to look at from a older perspective and say, hey, you know, what's really going on here? Is this genre out of control? I would love to see a unified statement from some of the elders of hip hop denouncing Diddy, but more than likely, it's not going to happen. A lot of these guys are still trying to eat. They're trying to do old school tours and stuff like that, or they're just not trying to ruffle feathers. So it's kind of sad. Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree. They're not trying to ruffle feathers. Now, I did want to speak on this aspect because I'm not hearing it from nobody. Okay. And I'm hearing you mentioning Jesus, and I'm hearing you mentioning did he, you know, was he a vegetarian? But I want to say this regarding to Puffy and regarding to the whole Casey situation. If this were in the Bible, right? Because we got to keep it real. The Bible is a phenomenal book of different stories apart from teaching. I'm talking about King David's wives. You know, his son had an orgy with all of them in the public square. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what I'm saying is this. If this was a teaching and we were to look at their life in a biblical aspect, we can't act like their story started just with each other. Their story started from Ryan Leslie, and she is reaping what she sowed. Now, she endured and got a big bank, but before she got a big bank, she played Ryan Leslie. He got her signed to Bad Boy. she's reaping what she sowed. All them punches and kicks to the face. Sometimes you reap a hard story, but you sow. But you have to know. But you have to know what you sowed.
I'm letting you speak, sir. Hang on. I'm letting you speak.
Forgotten Ryan Leslie.
Okay, so I'm letting you speak, but let's not blame her for getting.
I'm not blaming.
Blame up.
I'm not blaming.
Okay.
I'm not blaming, but see, the thing is, this is what a lot of people don't like about the Bible. Jesus said, Yeshua HaMashiach said, by the measure you measure shall be measured unto you.
Okay.
So a lot of the things that the scripture teaches is reaping and sowing. People like to say karma. Karma is a religion, but it's reaping what you sow. You sow what you reap what you sow. So she did not start off on a good foot. She saw that billionaire. She kicked dude to the side. He wasn't on that level, and she wanted that. She had lust in her eyes, and based on her having lust in her eyes, you reaped. You sowed. You reaped. You sowed the flesh, and you reaped destruction. That's what Scripture says.
Can I jump in?
Sow into the flesh, you will reap destruction.
Can I jump in?
Or corruption, rather.
Can I jump in?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Karma is actually the concept of action, not religion. People use it in a religious aspect, especially Hindus, but it's a concept of action. Okay, I hear you. I hear what you're saying. But I'm never going to,
because his heart was broke.
If I can just say this, sir. I hear what you're saying. You could be right. However, I've known Diddy a lot of years. He's very aggressive. Arrogant, cocky, if you will. And he literally took Cassie from Ryan Leslie, threatened the man, allegedly, and the goons that used to roll with Diddy, they would enforce and support his behavior. Let's not forget, Diddy whacked Steve Stout over the head with that bottle. Pow! And other people, he and I almost got into it in Kevin Lyle's office. Kevin Lyles and Mike Kaiser had to pull support. We never threw punches, but I was with these shits. He was with it, so I know the type of man that I'm talking about. I don't think Cassie had a choice. I think he told her, "Come here, you mine now." He was aggressive like that, and I think Ryan Leslie just with all due respect, started shaking in his boots, clacking at the knees, and just stepped back and let that nigga take her. Go ahead.
Okay. Also, informants don't do time.
Well, that's debatable.
Informants, they play their role. They show their face.
Yeah.
They don't serve time. They show their face and they play their role. They don't serve time. Otherwise, they wouldn't be informed.
Well, it depends on how much of a rat fink you can be, because I was looking at time on a few occasions, and I mean, and again, it's not that I was scared to go. I didn't have time, had other things going on. But I mean, I could have been satin down if I didn't, give up more people. But some informants do time, and then it's a little complicated. But depending on the state, go ahead and finish up.
Yeah, and even in them doing time, I mean, they're privileged. We talk about privileged people who
You're right.
are so narcissistic. You're right. Yeah, they're so narcissistic.
Yeah.
That they I don't even want to say narcissistic. They just figured it out, because thugs and criminals think that they figured it out. No, you figured it out when you realize if you can't join them, if you can't beat them, you join them.
You're speaking facts. Have you ever been to Rikers Island? Where you from?
Well, I'm not from that area. I'm from DC. But what I'm saying, and I'm not in that life no more. Okay. But even though I'm looking from a distance as someone who was once in that life, common sense, you look at these people who was the major players. Right. Man, they're not stupid. They're not stupid. They're not about to do. Listen, do you think somebody who makes as much money as these multi-millionaires, multi-billionaires, you think they're going to be serving time for a nigga, man?
Yeah.
That doesn't even make sense.
I was looking at a skid bid, sir, in the early 80s. First time I went to Rikers Island, I was disgusted by the conditions. I came from a middle suburbia. I said, oh my God, I can't sleep here. I'm going to get a rash. Get me out of here. This is disgusting. I need toilet tissue. Anyway, listen, I appreciate you, man. I got calls backing up, man. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, man. Salute. Thank you. Oh my God. I was horrified. Somebody threw up on the goddamn toilet seat, and I said, what the hell? Where's Brittany? Hold on a second. 646. Brittany, if that's you, sit tight. I'm coming to you next. Brittany, sit tight. Folks, if you have a charity, I have 3 charities. I do work in these streets. Don't ever get it twisted with me. I donate. I'm not going to give you my full, resume. I donate money. I have to. I have a business outside of what it is that you guys know me. You can go to troyterrain.org and you can read if you like to read. But with regards to Diddy and his apology, don't just argue amongst yourselves whether he meant it or not. If you have a charity, go knock on his door for 20 racks. Now's the time. If you want to get really bold, send a written request for a contribution. A written request for a charitable contribution. $5,000. Why can't you donate to us? We have a small shelter here. Okay, you're sorry. Can you show us how sorry you are? Hold on a second, guys. Let me get one more of my sponsors on the screen here. Nick Severe, where are you, man? Haven't heard from you in a while. Are you okay? Do you have new music? Nick Severe. Hold on a second. Let me get him on the screen here. Pow. Hey, is that Brittany? Area code 646. Monday night?
Yes.
Hey, thank you for your patience and your donation. Where do you want to start, Brittany?
The Diddy situation?
Yes. Go ahead.
And Shyne.
Okay, please. You have the floor.
Yeah. First, I'm going to say the only reason Diddy apologizing is because that video came out. Mm-hmm. He paid that hush money for a reason.
Yeah.
He knew he was in the... Mm-hmm. And Shyne's running for, prime minister? So, of course, he's going to speak out about it and disconnect himself from Diddy. He's trying to get that prime minister spot.
Can I ask how old are you and where you're calling from?
I'm 30 and I'm calling from Brooklyn, New York.
Okay. Stay with me. Don't look in the live chat. Don't look at the live chat. Just stay here so we can have this conversation. I know what you're doing. You looking and talking and hoping they don't get at you. Okay. So Diddy's a dirtbag. I don't want to call him names, but it's hard not to. He's a dirtbag. You saw the video with him and Cassie, yes?
Yes.
Deplorable, disgusting. What, are you a mother? Have you ever been through that? Who are you?
I'm a mother, no children, but no sisters actually. But at the end of the day, it's still disgusting. Nobody wants to see a man put his hands on a woman at all. So,
have you ever been through something like that?
I have not. I've seen it, but I have not personally been through anything like that.
Very upsetting. Have you ever been in love?
Yes, I have.
Mm-hmm. Real love, like the point of selflessness where you love the other person more than you love yourself. I mean, that's what love is, the point of selflessness. You've been there?
Correct. I have been that way.
Mm-hmm. Did you put hands on somebody? Maybe you were the diddler and And you
No,
hang on. And you gave out the tune-up. Keep it real.
No, I have not. I don't believe in that also. I don't believe women should step to a man as well. So it's vice versa.
Don't look in the live chat and don't cap. You've never put hands on a man talking about where have you been? Let me see your phone. Nothing like that.
No, I can't. It's against the law. I'm law enforcement.
Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate the call. Any thoughts with regards to my community section? I'm asking the question, was Jesus a vegetarian? Any thoughts or no?
He was not a vegetarian.
Okay.
That's my thought on it.
Okay. I appreciate the call and thank you for your support. Have a great evening.
You too. Thank you.
All right. Did I miss anybody from the hip-hop genre making a unified statement? Where are the elders? Where are the people, some of the people who laid down the blueprint? Now's the time I want to hear from them. Kill Mo, Lemonade, star Ryan Leslie's Perspective, pick up 202. Did we speak yet, sir? I think I spoke to you. Yes, no, maybe? Kill Mo Lemonade. Wait a minute. Is that Janet? Janet, you back in town?
Hi, Star. How are you?
Hey, good to hear from you. I didn't know you were in the queue. Are you back in town?
Yes, I'm back in the country.
Okay.
Yes. I'm back.
What's cracking, Janet? Good to hear
So,
from you.
I was calling about this Diddy thing, right?
The diddler.
And okay, the diddler.
Yeah.
So I was calling about this, right? And I was thinking that this may be a teachable moment for our community, for the Black community.
Clearly.
Because even in Cassie lawsuit, she stated on that night that he became extremely intoxicated and punched her in her face, right? So we've seen the video, and it was horrific. And he needs to make restitution. Yes, he does, not only to her, but to the community at large, because that was the first incident, and that wasn't, as people would say, the first person that he has done this to. Mm-hmm. So my whole thing is do he have is he a woman beater by nature, or is he a person that get intoxicated and high and then beat people up and then do all these things? Because there's a difference between a narcissist who's just a messed up person and a person who, once they start doing other things and introducing stuff to their bodies, are capable of doing anything and great harm to people without second thought. So my whole thing is now it's time. When he said he was going to therapy, I think this is a teaching opportunity for all of us. Okay. That maybe that we should be going to therapy. I don't think people should just brush aside what he says. We should wait and see if he's going to hold up to that. Because we're just saying, like, he just woke up and started beating her up. She stated that he was extremely drunk. And
if I can jump in for a second, Janet, Cassie did receive a payout. So with regards to, where she's at, I think that's pretty much a closed case already. And based on that agreement, he cannot mention her name. So, so with regards to, as you said, restitution, I'm saying that, he should. Hang on. I'm saying with regards to restitution, because he cannot be charged for that, beating that he gave her that we saw. The LA Police Department already released a statement. I'm saying that, give out some money to charities. Show some. That's what I was saying. Show some real remorse. I've been laying out all sorts of ways that charities could approach him. Don't come to the projects giving out turkeys and incentives if people do. But no, give it up. But now let's go back for a second. You spoke about Cassie. Again, that's pretty much a closed case right now. When you saw the video, what was your initial reaction?
Well, I hate to say this, but I was numb. Because I come from my father. I love my father. May he rest in peace. I'm a daddy girl to the core. But when he would get drunk, used to beat up on my mother back in the day. And back in the days, everybody, that was the norm, they said, in everybody's household, but that wasn't normal. And my father, eventually he got...
No, that wasn't the norm. You and I are from the same era.
That's why I say that wasn't the norm. You understand? But see, that type of violence, seeing that at a young age, I'm watching my mother because she couldn't take us with her when he would do these things, and because he wouldn't allow her to take us because that was one of the things that he knew she had to come back for, So, watching my mother, she was like light complexion and stuff like that. And then, she would have these, and I'm not saying, and I hope nobody make no jokes about this, because this is what I'm saying about teachable moments that we should learn from each other and grow. That, and watch her with the black eyes and the swollen jaw and all this other stuff. And it's conflicted because that's my daddy. My daddy loved me more than, anything, Valentine's Day and everything, So when I seen that, I was kind of numb, but it did bring me back to one moment when I was like real young and watching my mother walk out the door, face bloody, So, and I was just...
Can I jump in for a second, Jen? I enjoy talking to you. Did you ever get to the core of what your mother and father's issues were? Because in the 70s, women, for the most part, they were trying to become, if they weren't homemakers, they were trying to become secretaries. Later on in the 80s, that term evolved into assistant. What was at the core of the issue between your mother and your father? Why did he drink? Why did he drink and put hands on her?
He came from a drinking family in Alabama, and you know what? Him being of the blood that he was literally allergic to alcohol, so it did have an alternate effect on him. All my uncles, they drank like that. They just drank. They drank. And my father, he wasn't a drinker, but to keep up with his elder brothers and stuff, he would drink with them. And when he drank with them, he became that person. And then when he wasn't drunk, it was like, hey, how you doing? Whatever, it was a whole different, it's like Jekyll and Hyde. So, and I know once my father stopped and realized what he was doing and was able, because both of them was well educated. Both of them had very great jobs. They had unions. We was fed every day, always a roof over our home, over our head, But the thing was, I seen that. And then when I seen the violence that Diddy was doing with the feet and everything, I recognized that. And I was like, that's something other than just being human. And then I read about it. She said, well, he was extremely intoxicated. I'm not making no excuses for him, but he needs help.
Okay.
He needs help, so
Was your mother a feminist?
Still about it.
Was she a feminist?
My mother was the most beautiful woman that ever walked this earth.
Okay, but
I don't know about feminist or whatever. She was a child of God.
I'm just asking if she was a feminist. I'm just asking.
No, she was well spoken. She was about her business. Sometimes she could be a little outspoken, but we all can. But that's no excuse to put hands on her.
I wasn't trying to make excuses. Just asking.
But the man that she had 5 kids with, and the man that I call daddy, were 2 different people. And to the day he died trying to make it up to her. It was nothing that the kids didn't want. She'll call him wherever we were, and we always came first. Until the day he died, still trying to make it up, just whatever he could. So I appreciate that. You know,
the reason why I asked you, Janet, is because you and I are baby boomers, and being on this microphone, I do have, in my opinion, I have a responsibility to try and educate, not just entertain. I've been saying for decades, I'm here to entertain and somewhat enlighten, but we have a duty to, to educate, if you will. One last question with regards to your mother. So she during the second wave of feminism, which was 1963 up into the 80s, you say your mother she had a good job.
She had a good career. She had a good education. She was a nurse at first, but then she left that and she went to work in the schools. But it wasn't about being a feminist, because Black women couldn't be feminists in the 70s and 80s.
I was just asking, during the second wave of feminism, and your father, what was his, did he have a career or did he just have a job?
No, he was like one of the people that do the refrigerator things. Like when the people used to use Freon and stuff like that.
A repairman.
He once was a manager.
Repairman.
Yeah, and then he once was a manager of the Food Town. He was a man. He was over that store. So that was big for a Black man to have that type of position. Mm-hmm. So I'm really proud of that. So yeah, he went to school, got his certifications and everything.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So
he
I have.
As an adult, he went.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut
you. Have to what?
I have to ask you the question. You said you saw the video and you became numb. If Cassie were
became numb.
If Cassie were 240 pounds, dark skin, and she had on a $15 wig. And Diddy was doing her the way he did Cassie, would you have gotten numb?
Yes, I would have got numb. It wasn't who was getting beat up. It was the person that was doing the aggressive. Because, we have to look inside ourselves, because this abuse stuff, this is cycles. These are vampire diseases that we have in a culture that we got to face. We got to look in the mirror and call it out. And that's why we keep repeating it over and over again. So it doesn't matter who was involved. It was the actions that numbed me. It was the action. It was the anger. It was the movement. I know that movement. I know it. You understand? And so that's what made me numb. So, but for some people, yeah, it would make a difference, because
I got to call Cap on you, Janet. I got to call Cap on you.
Okay, call Cap. Call Cap, because we have another person out here that got 2 cases against them, and because they're Black girls, ain't nobody saying that.
May I? You and I are baby boomers. You and I are from a generation where, sadly, we have.
I'm not a baby boomer. I'm a Generation X. You're a baby boomer.
What year were you born? 60?
68.
Oh, okay. Well. Still the tail end of the 60s. You and I are from that era where, you had a lot of Black folk that were in love with light complected Negroes. Light complected. I'm the only Black person up in here. Ain't no Black people around there, So you saw Cassie getting that work, and I want to be very careful not to make light of the situation. You saw her getting that work. She lay there, and salute to her. She didn't fight back. She put her hand on her leg because the nigga stomped on the leg, and it touched you. But you're saying if she were jet black like Judy Pace or Teresa Graves, they don't know who I'm talking about, and Big Bone, you'd have got numb.
Yes, because it wasn't the person that was getting hit. It was the action, the anger, the bestiality of it all that made me numb. The action made me numb. It wasn't a person. My mother, may she rest in peace, is the same color as Cassie. Okay, my father is dark skinned. All right, I got light skinned, dark skinned people all through my family. That doesn't make a difference to me. I wasn't raised like that, so maybe I'm unusual, but it's the action.
I'm listening.
Understand what I'm saying? That's what made me numb.
Okay.
All right.
I appreciate you.
And, you know,
I'm sorry. Go. You were saying? Go ahead.
and I just want to make, set it for the record. Maybe, you're the baby boomer. I'm Generation X.
Generation X,
Don't
okay.
make me as old as.
Hey, I appreciate you. Welcome back. I got your pictures. You were doing the damn thing, and I'm glad you had a good time.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Janet.
Bye-bye, Star.
Bye-bye. Okay. Hold on a second. Well, Blade, can you give me more detail? I don't want to just blurt something out on this show here, Blade. I need more detail. More detail, please. Guys, on the screen, www.hudsontubs.com. I got to take my break. I want to take my break and continue the conversation, but someone else is on hold here for a while. I want to make sure I give some of these people the chance to be heard without keeping them on hold for too long. Hey, area code 203, are you there? Good evening. Thank you for your patience.
Good evening. Good evening.
Hey,
thank you.
Yes, sir.
Good. Yeah, I just had like two simple points to add into the conversation.
Go ahead.
So the first one, I'm not sure if anyone mentioned it yet, but pretty much Diddy was he was pretty much the favor that helped Shyne get into that political field. So the reason I say that is because I think he mentioned it on the Drink Champs interview.
Okay.
So we have this situation now, and it's like, all right, he's separating himself from Diddy, but I think the reason he's doing that now is because he probably always wanted to, but he couldn't because Diddy was pulling the strings for him to get into office over there in Belize.
Okay, if that is true, and I don't know, I didn't watch that whole Drink Champs interview. I know he was on there. He said Diddy helped him get in office. Isn't Shyne's father the current prime minister?
From what I remember, yeah.
Are you sure?
From what I remember, yes.
Let me see. Prime Minister. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah, from what I remember, that's what he said. And that was kind of like his repayment for taking that case back in the 90s for the shooting.
Okay, so Shyne's father was the prime minister, if memory serves me correct. I'm trying to do the research right now. But he's gonna run for the prime minister. Yeah. You're saying Diddy got him into politics in Belize? He actually said that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. He pretty much helped pull the strings behind the scenes.
Go ahead.
And then my second point was, with the whole fake outrage thing. I agree, it is fake outrage. And I think it's because a lot of these rappers and people that are in the industry, they're pretty much looking to see if there's a chance that Diddy can come back and be in power. So they're kind of keeping their mouth shut until they think the coast is clear, basically.
Mm-hmm. I'm listening to you. I'm just doing a little research because to my knowledge, yeah. I thought that Shyne's father was the prime minister who got Shyne into politics over there. But if you say he said Diddy, then I'll stand corrected. But I thought his father got him in. Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going off of memory. I haven't watched that interview in a long time, but from what I remember, that's what he said.
Go ahead. Okay. Continue on.
But yeah. So
the fake outrage, fake outrage.
Yeah. So the fake outrage is all right. When Diddy was in power, pretty much nobody was going to say anything about him and anything he was doing because, once again, behind the scenes, he had so much power that he can pretty much dead your career in his tracks. Mm-hmm. So now people think the coast is clear, so you can pretty much say whatever you want about him, and it's safe. It's safe now. He has so much over his head that he can't do anything to you. So that's why people are like, oh yeah, now I'm against Diddy. Mm-hmm. I don't like him. He's this and that. So that's what they're doing now.
They're in the live chat saying you're capping. Get him off the line. You don't know. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And they're saying you're full of crap with regards to Shyne saying on Drink Champs, Diddy got him. That doesn't sound right.
Well, if it wasn't on there, I heard it somewhere. But if I can be corrected, that's cool too. I'm okay
listen,
with that.
I don't know. I didn't watch the interview, but they're tearing you apart. They're saying get him off the line. He's cat.
It's all good. It's all good.
Hey man, was Jesus a vegetarian?
I mean, that's honestly not really my kind of topic, but just the little bit I could offer to it, I would probably say yes. Just because in that time period, the idea of eating meat was probably kind of disgusting. But I'm not an expert on that topic, so.
I thank you for the call, sir. Thank you.
Yep, thanks for taking.
Star Report, I'm back in the building. Okay, it's Monday. We're discussing Shyne denouncing Diddy after the release of the video involving Cassie, okay? I'm going to say it again. Salute to Shyne. Paid his debt to society. He's a grown-ass man. Moses Barrow, okay? Belize, leader of the opposition, okay? Assumed office February the 1st, 2022. Okay. Reading over some of the notes here with regards to his current position. Yeah, that was a nigga from East Flatbush, Brooklyn. Got his mind right. He has evolved. We've all come from a starting point in our younger days. His family is involved in politics and Belize. He's very, very fortunate that nobody was killed at Club New York back in the days. The shooting, you guys know the story. All right. I want to put something on the table here. I don't want to make this a full topic, but I want to ask you guys, do you love your children unconditionally? Say that again. Do you love your children unconditionally? I have a nephew. You've heard me speak about him before. He's not my nephew by blood, right? But he just turned 26. And I've known him since he was born. I've helped change his diapers. Great kid. Great. Well, he's a young man now. Has called me throughout his life and my life to say hello. I've sent him things. His mother is the sister of a girl that I used to date. So he's not necessarily my nephew by blood. But a fine young man, right? But again, he's not even 30 years of age yet. And his mother, who I speak to once in a blue moon, she's married, so there's not a lot I have to talk to her about. But again, he stays in touch with me. Hey, Uncle Troy. That's the nephew that I told me, Uncle Troy, can you not tell people you're my uncle? he says you're very toxic. He says I'm like a dinosaur, and I am, and I'm cool with that. But now here's the thing. And I want to be very careful and sensitive if he or his mother sees this. He's dating a guy that's older than him. The guy is almost 43. The guy who's almost 43 is leasing him a G-Wagon. He bought him some type of it's not a herringbone, but some type of expensive ass fucking, some type of diamond shit around his neck. Right? Now, I don't know if he has a Birkin bag or not, but, his mother called me. Mother called me asking me, because I work with law enforcement, yada, 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 could I do a background check on the man? And I said, well, why? What's going on? I'm not going to say my nephew's name, but to my knowledge, he's not doing drugs. He's not scamming. And what's the issue? So I said to her in a nice way, no, I'm not going to check up on that guy. No. As long as your son, who's, I guess, transitioning, is not being beat up. And I thought about the Cassie video. I said, he's not getting beat up. He's not on drugs like I was for a decade from 81 to 91. What's the issue? Troll babies, might it be because an older man is leasing him a G-Wagon? How much do those things cost? Hang on a second. G-Wagon. And they're down, oh, damn, $143,000. Mercedes-Benz G550. Retail price, $104,000. So he's leasing that for him. The older man. And the mother's not happy. So her and I had a conversation. I said, hey, do you love him unconditionally? That's what I'm asking you guys. Do you love your kids unconditionally? I don't have any biological kids. And truthfully, I wouldn't give a goddamn if I had a son who was transitioning or a daughter and she was a seafood platter eater. You know, if she was a dyke, I've already told you that before. As long as they're not on drugs, heading to the penitentiary or scamming, who gives a shit? Anybody want to chime in? I didn't say it, but to some degree, maybe his mother, and she's a good woman, let's not get it twisted. Might she be a little jealous? If that little nigga gets a Birkin bag, boy, there's going to be some shit. I'll keep you posted as best I can. Area code 201, good evening. Shyne denounces Diddy after release of video involving Cassie. Are you there? Are you up to speed? 201.
Dawn, salute, peace. Hey. Rob Low 2000.
Rob, how are you, man? Good to hear from you. Good to hear from you, Rob.
I'm good. I wanna recite something for you. Just bear with me for a second, okay?
Please, come on.
My Moschino hoe, my Versace hottie, come to find out you was effing everybody. You knew about me, the fake ID, cases in Virginia, body in DC. Oh, woe is me. That's what I get for tricking. Came out on bail, commence the ass kicking. Kicking the door, waving the 4-4. All you heard was Papa don't hit me no more.
Right.
Disrespect my clique, my shit's imperial. F around and made her milk box material.
Christopher Wallace
sucking dick, running your lip.
Rob,
some real F a bitch.
That's Christopher Wallace, aka Biggie. Yes, I know it very well.
Yes,
yeah,
yes. Now I say that to say that this type of behavior is promoted within this subculture. This subculture is put on TV, it's put on radio, it's put in magazines, it's put in movies. As a matter of fact, they made a video to this song, and I'm not trying to kick Puff's back in, and I'm not defending him either, but there are no good guys in this. And Cassie ain't no good guy either. I'm not going to kick her back in. Nobody deserves for that.
Nor was Kim Porter. If we go in there, nor was Kim Porter.
That's right. She wasn't no good guy either because she was with Albie Shore, and Albie Shore left her. Puff slapped Albie Shore in the face when he was trying to court Kim Porter. So I'm not. Look, you got a situation where, first of all, this whole thing is being orchestrated. Puff knew that all of this stuff was going to happen. The reason why his apology that he did on IG was not sincere was because he gave an apology at that award show when he said to her, yo, I was in a dark place. What did he say on IG in the apology?
Okay.
The dark place. He recited the same thing over again. That was his apology. We're just catching up to it right now. And we're watching a video from, 8 years ago, almost 10 years ago, that we're now having a reaction to somebody that we knew acted like this. How are you going to be that scared over somebody? Puff is not that big.
No, I know.
Puff is not.
I know him.
Puff is not a domineering. It doesn't have a domineering stature like Suge Knight.
Right.
And Puff has the reputation of being more than a gangster than Suge Knight. I don't know if a lot of people have really heard Puff's mystique in the streets. Like, you're talking about somebody that people knew was like this.
Yes.
He knew that this was happening.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he gave up the publishing and all of that stuff. All of this was prepared. None of the money is in his name, and everybody talking that, yo, Puff paid Cassie 30 million. Puff didn't pay Cassie shit. The businesses.
Rob, I need you to watch the language. We're having a good discussion.
Pardon.
Okay.
Right.
If I can jump
Pardon
in,
me.
if I can jump in, you're right with regards to his swag out there in the streets. He overcompensated a lot. However, the lyrics are art. Come on, the lyrics are art. Let's not try to hang everybody on the lyrics. You're talking to a guy who grew up on heavy metal, speed metal, thrash metal, and if you want to dissect the lyrics, then Jesus, I can point out so many songs from just, again, heavy metal that we're talking about death and destruction. Ozzy Osbourne was on trial, Judas Priest for lyrics, cases dismissed. So, with regards to the video, we can see the video now, Rob. So what Biggie spit once upon a time, whether Cassie is, not necessarily innocent, Kim Porter, was out of high school somewhere in Columbus, Georgia. She wasn't educated, But we see the video now, Rob. We see the guy doing it. There's no music in the background. Yes. He's running up the hotel corridor with expensive socks on and a towel, violating her, man. I'm not sure if you ever have been through that in your family. I hope not, but that had to have struck a nerve. Yes, no?
Yeah, I've seen some things, but when I saw that video of him doing all of that to her, I don't know what you heard about me. That's what I saw.
Right.
That's what I saw. What I'm seeing, and you saying it's art. Well, we have a lot of actors. We have a lot of actors that are very influential. We have a situation where music is not only dictating how people are living their lives, it's also raising them. And they believe this nonsense, like Jay-Z said, all we got is sports and entertainment, where you don't have a family no more. You listening to the radio, or it's not even a radio. You streaming, and this stuff has become more important than school. This stuff has become more important than morals. You're not listening to your mother and your father.
You're right.
Like you said, we ain't living in no neighborhoods. Everything is about hanging out.
Right.
Everything is about just the promotion of nonsense. So here we are, because that era of the 90s and the early 2000s when Puff was on the rise and all of that stuff, we now have children that were born out of that are now living that. They're living it. They say it and they do it. That's it. That's it. I feel bad for her, but at the same time, you was with him. Okay, she was trying to get away. Well, how hard were you trying to get away? Your mother and your father knew about all of this.
Rob,
you accepted money.
Rob,
no,
Rob,
I'm a back on. I'm all right.
No.
All right.
Stay with me.
I'll step back.
Stay with me.
I feel bad.
Stay with me.
Stay
with
He's
me.
wrong.
Rob,
He's wrong.
Rob,
I'm gonna say it.
He's
wrong.
I'm gonna give you the last word. Stay with me. Hey, man, she was coming up the hallway with no shoes on. She tried to get out of there, man. She got by the escalator, pushing the button, putting the shoes on. This psycho nigga just comes out of nowhere. He's probably high on that shit. I don't know, but grabs her, man. She didn't even see it, hear him coming. Wham!
All right. Here's what you said that I'm glad that you said.
Yeah.
This psycho nigga.
Psycho nigga.
She didn't see this psycho nigga coming up the hallway, but she seen that psycho nigga coming. Because see, women always say that about these niggas that they get with that.
Right.
The nigga was crazy when you met him. That's what turns you on about him.
Right.
And when it was working for you, it was working. But then when it stopped working for you, or he found another younger, prettier, you let yourself go. Finally, you had it up to here.
Right.
Now, all of a sudden, you can't deal with this. You singing the Mary J. Blige songs. Girl, I ain't seen you in weeks. Nah. Look, let me just stop there because.
Keep going. Keep going, Rob.
What happened? Look, man. There's no good guys in this. Okay. We're not talking about good guys. We're talking about something that has swung way out of control, that now everybody's doing it. It's good to be bad now. You ain't listening to your mother, or if you ain't got no mother, you ain't listening to your grandmother. Family don't mean nothing. You don't got no morals. You don't got no discipline. You drinking, you smoking. Most of these niggas is high. Look, man, a lot of these niggas is crack babies, man. They don't got all they know is the adrenaline rush. They can't sit down.
I want to jump in. You
got a nigga like Jim Jones still trying, 50 gray hairs, old, broke down nigga running around with children. This is what is going on here. That's why that shit is an acceptance of behavior. And everybody trying to get to the end of the rainbow. The end of the rainbow is them parties that Puff and Clive Davis and all them is throwing. You think it's better on that side? And everybody's trying to get money.
Let me jump in, Rob Lowe. Let me jump in.
Raise your kids.
Let me jump in. Do you think that the shift now, what will happen? Do you think that this is not just a teachable moment, but possibly a pivot? I mean, he's the biggest of the big, Diddy, out of here, crashed and burned. He's not going to kill himself. He's too much of a narcissist to do that. I think he'll make a run for it. I don't see him putting a pistol in his mouth. No, I don't see that. Do you think that this is a pivotal moment? What happens from here?
This is a pivotal moment that's it was written and given to us. It's a pivotal moment. Okay. You're saying there's nobody bigger. Drake is just as big.
Drake's a trick.
I think that this is a pivot. Yeah, well, of course. I think he's worse than that. I think he's the worst of the worst. But what I'm saying is that I think that Puff was sacrificed. I don't mean to make it seem all Illuminati and all that nonsense, but I believe that he was put out there in order to deter what's actually happening to Drake, because Drake is supposed to be that next Puff Daddy, but all we're seeing is a bunch of takedowns. Okay. And these are not takedowns that are happening by happenstance or somebody stood up and finally fought against the bad system. No, this is being orchestrated. It's being piecemeal to us.
Okay. I appreciate the call. Anything else? Or are you good?
What was the other topic you that thing? Time?
Do you love your children unconditionally? I was talking about a personal, family experience. The young man is like family to me, my nephew, and his mom is concerned because an older man is leasing him a G-Wagon and put some type of diamond flooded herringbone. I think it's a herringbone around his neck.
Wait, hold on. Wait, the mother has a son, and who's the man that's doing that? Well, is that man related?
Well, he's dating this older guy. He's got a father. There's a father in the home, But I'm asking, do you love your children unconditionally? I told the mother, I said, look, he's not doing drugs. He's not headed to the penitentiary. He's not scamming. Just let him live his life. So what? There's a older guy leasing him a fucking G-Wagon and put some diamond shit around his neck. You got any kids, Rob Lowe? I forget. You got kids?
Yeah, I got two. I got a son and a daughter.
Okay.
But they're very young and
it's
unconditional. I've seen unconditional turn children into monsters. You have to draw a line somewhere. I mean, is in terms of that situation that you're talking about, where older man, it's those gifts that are the down payments on your soul. So you got to be careful about that. I mean, maybe the guy does have good intentions. You know, I mean, if it's and since you're saying it's a young man and an older man, you know, I mean, look, that
little nigga got himself a sugar daddy, and mom's is hating.
Yeah, I mean, because maybe, you know what? Because now there's somebody else besides his parents that got more power than his parents.
Yeah, but
just like Puff.
But he's almost 30. It's not like we're talking about a preteen or a teen. Rob, good to talk.
Oh yeah, we're not talking. Okay, we're not talking about a teenager.
Yes, man.
Just like with Cassie. Cassie's mom and dad ain't had no power when Puff came. Puff is now daddy. Puff daddy.
There you go.
There you go.
Good to talk to you, man. Salute. Yes, sir. Okay. Do you love your children unconditionally? As long as you don't have a fucking needle stuck in your arm, you're not out in the goddamn projects fighting, somebody chasing you with a machete. Okay, you're backing that thing up for somebody. All these little niggas today, if you ask me, are suspect. I'm so glad I got the fuck out of Georgia. They was up in the Lenox Mall, Cumberland Mall, what is it, North Point Mall, little niggas switching and kikiing. Little niggas wearing bonnets. Alejandro, I got your donation. Thank you so much. Whoa. Okay, now, Alejandro, I don't know if that's true. He says, Star, I tried to rent one of Queen's Flip's condos in Portmore, but he only rents to white people. Can you talk to him? Oh, my. Are you seriously a captain, Alejandro? Queen's Flip. Yeah, that's my nigga Flip. Yeah, he's got 3 condos in Portmore, Jamaica. Hang on a second. Let me just take a look at Portmore, Jamaica. I've never been there, Portmore. Okay. Whoa. So, damn. Okay, so Portmore is right by the it's right on the water down there by Fort Charles, Portmore Mall. Okay, this is not Kingston. Okay, so guys, hold on a second. Okay, so are his condos? I think 2 of them are on the water. Okay, Alejandro, I don't know, man. This I'll reach out to Flip. I'm sure he rents to everybody, not just white people. But thank you for your donation. Someone's been on hold for a while. Area code 917. Good evening. Shyne has denounced Diddy. Are you up to speed? Do you care? 917. Yes, no, maybe. We cannot be on hold. Hey. Hey, baby.
Oh, yeah. Hey, sweetie. I spoke to you the other day.
Okay.
Yeah, well, Shyne has the right to say whatever. Is that where with the topic we're talking about? Shyne can.
Yes.
Shyne is a politician now. What is he supposed to say? Someone is beating a female's butt in the hallway of a hotel. I mean, and he's been disassociate. I mean, he has come because that's his only way when Shyne would come to the U.S. because he's banned or what do you call it? Deported.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're going to allow him to come back, I mean, that was his link or whatever. But anyway, he can say what he wants. He knows Diddy had no right to beat Cassie's.
Baby, are you paying attention? What are you doing? Don't look in the live chat. Stay with me here.
No, I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm in the store shopping, but listen, I'm just saying that Diddy, he had no choice but to apologize. I mean, of course, he's going to try to make some apology.
Right.
They've said that he can't say Cassie's name legally due to the court case.
Right. To the settlement. Settlement.
Right. So he made an apology, whether it's sincere or it's not, which everybody has the right. All we can do is praise for both sides. I mean, obviously he's mentally ill, and Cassie.
No, baby, I'm not with all that praying. No. I want to see him.
No, I'm not saying to pray for. Okay, you're right. You're right.
Hang on, baby. That's what you said. I want to see him donate money to charities. Show us that you're really sorry. You see, the small hats. This is why you have to respect their gangster. It's about a pledge, a promise. You can do that little prayer thing on your own time. Give us a pledge and a promise that you'll do better. Okay, 20 million. He's got 20 million to spare, doesn't he?
I'm sure he does.
Okay. Are you black, baby? I got to go there. Are you black? Black folks are too goddamn forgiving.
Yes, I'm black.
You're black, yeah.
I'm like
you two talking about prayers. Yeah. I hope he gets right. On my spirit. Yeah, I can't say no. Break us off.
Well, because I just don't want to kick dust on. I don't want to kick dust on him completely, even though I know he deserves it. I don't want to be like God. I don't want to be the one judgmental to that point. I'm just saying.
If you can't kick dirt on Diddy, then goddamn, you don't deserve reparations. Police yourselves. Let me let you go back to shopping, baby. Thank you. Good night. Calling here stumbling and fumbling. The small hats would have said, hey, okay, we're going to work this out. You've apologized. You're lucky that girl wasn't a Jew. You're lucky. That nigga would have got up there crying and sniffling. Yeah. The banks would have frozen his accounts. LT, I got you donation star. Dr. Dre, D Barnes, Big Pun, gun whipping wife on tape. CB, Riri's face, Lil Kim. Okay. You're going there. You're going there. All are seen as legends. No outrage. What? Okay, you said now. Outrage will be short-lived. Diddy will be okay. Okay. I appreciate your donation and I respect your perspective. Me, I want to see you, I want to see you cough up some money, man. Who is that when Diddy addressed somebody on a live and Mama Combs was right behind him? Remember that? Who was that, troll babies? Why wasn't Mama Combs in this video? Who was that when Diddy was clapping back or responding to somebody and Mama Combs said, we ain't gonna say his name? Who was that? Who was that? I'm forgetting the name. Guys, sit tight on the phones. Okay. Mama Combs enjoying the monkey. Like that. Oh, Mace. That's right, Mace. Was it Mace? That's right. It was Mace. Thank you. Taylor. Yeah, that was Mace. And Mama Combs talking all slick and greasy. I ain't mentioning his name. She had the platinum wig on. Mama Combs is a public celebrity, not a private citizen. Doesn't Mama Combs run the charities? Has anybody sued Mama Combs? Niggas focused on the diddler. If I had an issue with that nigga, I'd sue Mama Combs too. What? Hang on a second. Andre, got you. Okay, what is this? Hang on a second. Let me make sure I request for quotation. Good day. We have please. I don't know who this is. Hold on. Andre, are you okay? What's cracking, man? He says, okay, you got a brand new banner? Is this your new banner? Hold on a second, guys. Andre, let me know. Let me go to area code 718. Shyne has denounced Diddy. Did you see the video? Of course you did. The apology, your thoughts. Good evening. Are you there? 718. Give him a second. A slight delay. Scrambling, doing a whole lot of extra stuff. If not, we have to keep it pushing. Let me go to area code 215. 215, you there? Good evening.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What's up, Star?
What's cracking, man? How are you?
What up?
What's cracking?
Man, I'm chilling, man. The whole Shyne thing, Shyne, that was payback. That was payback for, Diddy not rocking for him while he did that time for him and sticking to the story he told him to hold down all these years.
A decade.
He just got tired of he got tired of keeping quiet, man. He's like, you know what? He going down. It's I'm damn near president over here and Belize.
Mm-hmm.
Let me speak my truth so they don't be looking at me like a savage when I gotta come back to America for anything and all that. You know what I'm saying? But the whole
have you ever been to Belize? I have not. I know very little bit about it other than reading some stuff over the years.
No, I ain't never been there, man. I ain't do a lot of travel. I only been one place and that was Vegas.
Okay.
I ain't really do a lot of traveling, but I know he like the fake Obama over there. He like, he like an Obama for over there. He look like a Obama little brother or something. But
he's getting Skrilla.
But no, I think
he's getting Skrilla.
Yeah, he is. He is. But I think it's funny how he was bumping shoulders with Diddy and them. It's not like he came out and said, "Oh, I don't agree with anything like this, and I don't want to be associated with anything like this."
Right.
When he first started coming back to the U.S. from Belize, I think the first time he popped up was at like Fat Joe's birthday party or something. He popped out and made an appearance or whatever, and then after that he started popping out all over the place with I think he even went on Drink Champs. He started doing.
He's trying to get his money up.
Yeah. And now I think he might be comfortable to the point where he don't need Diddy. He don't need to keep that. He don't need to try to keep that fake friendship. And just in case he got to borrow something or. But yeah, it's a bad joint, man. Like Diddy, that video coming out, man, it just sparked a whole domino effect of they're gonna be trying to end him.
Are you a father, sir, by any chance? You're a father.
Yeah, I got a newborn. I got a newborn baby girl, and I got a 12-year-old son.
You looked into those little eyes and it broke you. Yes? Broke you.
Yeah. Every day. I'm going to keep it a bean. I'm going to keep it a bean with you every day.
I'm scared of those little eyes.
Man, me too, man. Me too.
That ain't what I want. I'm scared of them little eyes. Huh? I'm chicken shit, nigga. I admit it. I'm chicken. Listen, hang on a second. I've raised kids. Don't get it twisted. I still have kids that reach out to me. Hey, Mr. Terrain, happy Father's Day, happy Merry Christmas. I got kids that I've raised, but in terms of procreating, that ain't what I want. Right. That would break me. I would turn into a shell of a man. Huh? I'd be soft out here.
Yeah, believe it or not.
Soft. Sheesh.
Believe it or not, I ain't think I was gonna be built for a little girl, but it's there. It's there, man.
Okay.
But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Sorry.
Well, hang on a second before you go. Just something I threw out there toward the when I came back from my break. Do you love your children unconditionally? I've got a little nephew. The little nigga's bouncing around in the G-Wagon. Yeah, he's got an older boyfriend or sugar daddy leasing it for him, putting diamonds on his neck and shit like that. His mom's is concerned. I say just leave the little nigga alone. If you love him, love him.
That's
any thoughts?
I don't know about that. I love my kids unconditionally, but that's a sensitive. I don't know how I would deal with that situation right there. Right. That's a sensitive.
I appreciate the call, man.
Right there.
I appreciate the call, man.
Okay. All right.
I said, Philly nigga, you can hear him say, John. Do you love your children unconditionally? Of course, I would never say that young man's name, but hey, he calls me during holidays. Hey, Mr. Terrain. Sometimes it's Uncle Troy. As long as I can hear your voice, I got time for you. All that texting shit is like, because a lot of the younger people, all that emoji, heart, smiley, text, and I want to hear your voice. I want you to hear the authority and the wisdom in my voice, the knowledge when I speak. So I'm not tripping, what he's doing out there. It is what it is. Okay, hold on a second. Let me send this out there. Okay, someone will respond to you, James. Sit tight. Maybe I'll send you. This is my banner. Hey, Andre. Okay. Thank you. I got your new banner. Thank you so much. I'm not sure if that's going to fit. I will get that crack. It looks a little small, but I'll get it resized if that's okay with you. I'll get it resized. I'm enjoying the conversations we're having here tonight, folks. Let's go to area code 4. No. Pardon me. 917, you've been on hold. Good evening. Are you there? Are you up to speed? We're having a discussion.
Peace, Sauce.
Peace. Who's this?
Rel from Melrose.
Hey, man, good to hear from you. It's cracking.
I agree with half of what you and the callers have been saying.
Okay.
The problem with this is the devil's playground. Diddy is not a person of high moral character. This is also a person who we've been saying was involved with murder. Now, 20 years later, you surprised he put his hands on a woman?
Allegedly involved in murder, sir. I don't know that. You don't know that.
Yes. Allegedly.
Yeah.
But like I said, when you look at the pedigree, when you go back to his father, you look at his mother, you look at all the situations he's been through throughout his career in the public. I guess the only thing that makes this a little difference is the video, but
okay.
I guess I can almost agree with, I forget her name, what Janet was saying earlier. At this point, we just know. Are you really surprised? We watched him do the stuff with Meek Mill. We already seen what he did to Kim Porter. Well, not seen. We heard the rumors, the allegations with Kim Porter.
his other baby mother. Why at this stage in the game are we surprised? And then on top of that, he cut a check with 50 mil. What's next after this? Why apologize? The apology, 50 mil. You want an apology or you want a check?
Let me ask you a question with all due respect to the family and the children of Kim Porter. What makes you think Kim Porter wasn't chin checking that nigga and they weren't both getting it in and freaking off, during his rise? What makes you think she was just some victim being pummeled?
No, I don't think.
Totally innocent. I mean, she wasn't an educated woman. She didn't go to college. She, was a model, in seek of fame and notoriety. She was vanity driven. I don't know her full history, but she was the receptionist when he met her. Did he met her?
Well, with most of these women, what also happens is their beauty is their curse. They accept the behavior of these men to get the financial benefit and the notoriety of the game. Like a question I could ask you, like Star, what is Cassie's profession? What's her occupation right now?
Well, right now she's a mother of 2. She's married. I mean, but with regards to
tell me the last 20 years. What's been her occupation?
I have no idea what Cassie does for a living. All I can go by,
exactly.
Hang on. All I can go by is what we see, the video footage, and what I believe to be true in terms of his character. I've met him, know him, so I don't necessarily discredit her for just being in his presence. But go ahead.
I'm not discrediting her. I'm just saying when you put yourself in a situation that you're already aware this guy has violent tendencies, he puts his hands on women. I feel like a lot of these women negate it for a Birkin bag.
Okay.
Cassie played the love of her life, Ryan Leslie. This is allegedly. I'm just speculating. Hoping that Diddy would save the day. And another question I could ask you is where's his return on investment on her album or her music projects? And I'm not saying that he's right in this case. I'm just saying, I don't want to say rationalize, but you could kind of make sense. Like I said, a lot of these women, their beauty is their curse. They go with men with money, and for the money, they accept certain things. Okay. It's just now we have those things that these women accept on film.
Hey man, I appreciate your perspective. I'm not saying you're wrong. We're having a discussion here. The whole Ryan Leslie thing, though, if somebody takes your girl or lures her away, then that's a man thing. Maybe he let her go. Maybe he didn't have the swag at the time. Maybe he got
pumped. Yeah, he's a square guy from Harlem who went to Harvard. He's not getting physical. He's not raising his voice.
I don't know what happened there. I mean, I may have heard what happened and I just forgot. But I appreciate your perspective, man. Thank you for tapping in. Thank you.
Also, one thing I wanted to touch on the Jesus thing too.
Was Jesus a vegetarian? Did you see the video in my community section?
I didn't see the video, but I'm semi-familiar with the Gospel of the Holy 12.
Please.
So the thing about that is, I don't know if you look in biblical times, only the village idiot ate meat, or the person who failed to grow crops. Eating meat was the thing that was frowned upon that time period.
Yeah.
Only thing that makes it a little tough to decipher, I don't know if you noticed, there was no dominant language in that area. So I think there was.
Well, so I'm asking the question because I did research on this well over almost 2 decades ago. I'm just asking the question. I'm not trying to be a smart aleck here, but David D. Cordova did a very nice breakdown. I urge you, when you get time, since you're a knowledgeable man, go listen to what he said on his YouTube channel, Today's Religious Talk, please.
Definitely, I'll check it out. But like I said, I guess you could consider it I'm not even sure if they had the term vegetarian around back then. But like I said, I'm aware that in biblical times, like eating meat wasn't such a daily activity as it is now. Like I said, the only person who ate meat or was reduced to eating meat was a person who failed to grow crops, or a homeless person, or it's pretty much what a person did to prevent themselves from starving.
So
I guess you could actually say he.
So your answer to the question was Jesus a vegetarian?
I guess you could say yes.
Okay. I appreciate the call, man. Thank you. Thank you.
Peace.
Peace.